What's good, everybody? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Man, it's been a lot of stuff going on recently. Let me go ahead and where my thumbnail at? Where's my thumbnail at? That way I can make sure you guys know what we're talking about today. So, in the wake of Charlie Kirk death, a lot of things has been happening, man. I mean, people have been doing a lot, right? You have people on the Democratic side who are basically shitting on Charlie Kirk's death. And then you have people on the Republican side acting like Charlie Kirk wasn't who the fuck he was. Right? And to me, it's a disservice to our country. It's a disservice to just genuine conversations, especially in the Black community, where most Black men don't want to have genuine conversations. They want to be on bullshit. They want to just fuck bitches and be broke and not have no impact on the world. Right? It's a major, major fucking problem. So let me start my video off by saying this. I condemn Charlie Kirk's murder. Charlie Kirk should be alive today. We, as Americans, do not condemn the murder of another American simply because of his stance. Let's start the night off by saying that, because that was something that Piers Morgan and the Young Turks could not get out of Destiny. Destiny refused to actually just say that this is a bad thing and this shouldn't happen to anybody. So I will say that's not cool. Charlie Kirk should be alive. Charlie Kirk should be with his wife and children, or his wife and daughter. And I think a lot of times we really show our true colors in the wake of a tragedy, when we have an opportunity to show mercy, to be merciful, to be loving. We choose to be pieces of shit. And I can't respect that. And this is a Black man talking to you. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and go to the video that I want to talk about today, which is the Piers Morgan video. So that's the first piece of work that we have to go over today. And afterwards, we're going to go to the debate that that Destiny did with some youngins at a university, where they asked him again, could you just condemn the death of Charlie Kirk? He refused. And he made a lot of valid points, but some of the points were very biased. I don't want to have biased conversations. I want to have unbiased, genuine conversations. So again, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Let's go to a Piers Morgan video. I don't want to have to put up the fair use banner because it make the whole stream look ugly. So I'm going to hope that, Piers Morgan is okay with us using the video. Disclaimer, copyright. Disclaimer, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed upon. We don't know anybody in these videos. This is just a commentary channel. All right. So let's go ahead and break down what happened over on Piers Morgan.
Waters or Chuck Schumer, AOC or Bernie Sanders, all of these bastards call us fascists with a straight face. This isn't New Testament, turn the other cheek time. This is Old Testament.
You see, this brother right here says, well, all leftists want to see me dead. Well, I'm a leftist. I don't want to see you dead. I'm a Christian.
You call Trump's administration a neo-fascist movement, you lunatic.
And look at him laughing now. This is a joke, man. Pierce, it's not worth it.
Kind of farcical to quit a debate, or we're literally debating about the importance of free speech. Do you think that your response to the cold-blooded murder of Charlie Kirk has been appropriate?
Yes.
Why did you mock his widow?
Because she's being used as a political weapon right now.
Wow.
Shut up.
Yeah, mocking his wife, Charlie Kirk's wife, is absolutely disgusting. I didn't agree with a single thing that came out of Charlie Kirk's mouth, but mocking his wife, who is a widow now, who is grieving, that is disgusting. Period. There's no other way around it. Let's keep going.
Destiny, shut up. You're so shameless, dude.
From the sick, gleeful celebrations of his murder to the open talk of vengeance and civil war, the assassination of Charlie Kirk has so far been anything but a unifying moment. Kirk's death was invoked by organisers of Saturday's Unite the Kingdom march in London, a mass anti-immigration protest, which may be the biggest this country's ever seen. Elon Musk appeared on screen to say this.
Whether you choose violence or not, violence is coming to you. You either fight back or you die. You either fight back or you die. And that's the truth.
Today, Elon, I think the British public are telling the world that they're ready to fight back.
Good. Yes.
Well, many of those cheering protesters will have travelled to...
The fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Like, so you have a group of people in the UK. Why are people in the UK concerned about American politics? Maybe I'm ignorant to why, but I'm genuinely asking. I'm not saying that to try to shame the Brits. I'm genuinely wondering, why are the people of the UK concerned about what's happening here with Charlie Kirk? They're not concerned about reparations. They're not concerned about Black Lives Matter. They never reached out to George Floyd's daughter or his family, right? Y'all don't care about Americans. Y'all care about specific Americans, and that in itself is un-American. The reason why, as a black man who never agreed with Charlie Kirk, the reason why I can defend him, the reason why I can say I condemn his murder, is because I believe the principles that America was founded upon, the principles that we try to change America into, right? Rest in peace to one of the greatest members, if not the greatest member of Alpha Phi Alpha to ever exist, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. He was politically assassinated too. Should we make fun of it? It's a very disgusting thing to do, man. And those protesters being violent, Elon Musk kind of inciting it, that's very disgusting too. That's kind of why, like, I rock with Elon. I love Tesla, but I wish he would just focus on innovation like Steve Jobs did, instead of trying to be more involved into politics. I think he pushing himself backwards with that shit. I think he's really pushing himself backwards with that. Shout out to Starlight or Starbright. Oh, thank you. She said she agrees with me. Thank you for subscribing also and watching, guys. I appreciate you.
Saturday's rally with the words of Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, ringing in their ears.
If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country and this world. You have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
It's not for me or anybody else to judge how a bereaved wife and mother grieves. Nobody can blame her for being angry and distraught. But it's fair to say that for many, her words only compounded a sense of righteous fury and of us versus them. There are two powerful narratives in direct conflict right now, both in the UK and the US.
Before Piers Morgan keep going, I want to comment on Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk deserves grace right now. She doesn't deserve to have people beating up on her and trying to talk shit about her. She doesn't deserve that. I would hate to something happen to me and my wife is constantly being berated and being shitted on. That's so fucked up, bro. It's so fucked up. Now, this video, we're going to be here for a few hours, guys. So make sure you get your popcorn and tune in. And I appreciate every new subscriber, every new person watching. Let's continue, man. This is going to be a crazy debate. Fair use.
One side sees an existential fight against the erosion of their culture and their values by people who revile both. The other can only see intolerance and bigotry. As always, the truth is probably on a middle ground that's very rapidly collapsing. But so too is the moral high ground of those on the left who cling to the idea that hatred and division are only conservative problems. Rabble-rousing rapper Bob Vylan smeared Charlie Kirk at a gig this weekend and then issued a cowardly denial.
Yo, real quick. At no point during yesterday's show was Charlie Kirk's death celebrated. At no point whatsoever.
I want to dedicate this next one to an absolute piece of shit of a human being. The pronouns was, were.
I did call him a piece of shit, that much is true. But at no point was his death celebrated. If it was, go find me a quote.
Because if you chat shit, you will get banned! Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, a piece of shit!
Shameful and pathetic, and it turned out.
See, the thing is, right? And let me start off by saying again, right? Because unlike Republicans in our country, I'm going to actually hold my people accountable. What that man just did was absolutely disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting, Piers. He should have never been on stage saying, recipe Charlie Kirk, smiling and shit. But guess what? We also have a freedom of speech. We also have a freedom of speech. If you want to talk about it from a moral standpoint, then fine, it was disgusting. But you know what's also disgusting? Charlie Kirk talking about George Floyd. Yeah, George Floyd. Do you know how often he talked about George Floyd and how he wasn't he didn't really die from being, fucking choked to death. No, he died because he was a fentanyl user. I want to stop the moment of the show to play the video. I will not show the video itself, but I'm gonna let you guys hear it because I don't want to get striked by Turning Point USA. So let you guys hear this. This is Charlie Kirk we're playing now. And he's debating a Black Lives Matter black woman supporter about George Floyd.
I saw a clip somewhere that you were trying to get the officer who murdered George Floyd pardoned, and I just want to know what your reasoning was.
So again, somebody who killed somebody, he's trying to get them pardoned. He said it blatantly. Yes, ma'am. I'm Charlie Kirk, and I want to get Derek Chauvin pardoned. Somebody who rests his neck on George Floyd fucking knee for 8 minutes straight. Knowing that wasn't protocol. That wasn't protocol. It wasn't protocol to have your knee on the neck and shit. That wasn't protocol at all. But Charlie, what we be fucked up to say that we want to get Tyler Robinson pardoned for what he did to you, right? If we took that same energy and said, you know what, we want to start a petition to get Tyler Robinson pardoned, right? The same way that you're saying that Derek Chauvin should be pardoned. Come on, bro. And again, I would never ever celebrate his death. Never in a million fucking years. Never. But you know what else I won't do, bro? You know what else I won't do, bro? I won't be a fucking hypocrite and make it seem like you weren't harshly speaking about people, because you were. And the truth is, people who love Charlie, y'all got to live with that. Let me let y'all listen to more of what Charlie was saying.
about that.
Well, George Floyd didn't die because of the police officer. He died largely because of a drug overdose.
What?
But about that.
Well, George Floyd didn't die because of the police officer. He died largely because of a drug overdose.
Okay. Okay, so let's fact check that. Let's do a little fact check with Charlie. Gemini, Charlie Kirk said that George Floyd didn't die by Derek Chauvin, but he died because he was doing fentanyl. But see, I have a question, Gemini. If George Floyd didn't die by Derek Chauvin, then why was Derek Chauvin convicted for George Floyd's murder?
Derek Chauvin was convicted of George Floyd's murder because the prosecution successfully argued that Chauvin's actions were a substantial causal factor in Floyd's death. This was a central point of the trial and a key reason for the guilty verdict. Here's a breakdown of the key elements presented in the trial. Medical and forensic evidence. The prosecution presented expert medical witnesses who testified that George Floyd died from a lack of oxygen caused by Chauvin's prolonged restraint. The Hennepin County medical examiner who performed the autopsy ruled Floyd's death a homicide, with the cause of death being, quote, cardiopulmonary arrest complicating law enforcement subdual, restraint, and neck compression. While the autopsy did note that Floyd had fentanyl in his system and pre-existing heart disease, the medical examiner and other experts testified that these were contributing factors, but not the direct cause of death. They explained that the police restraint tipped him over the edge and was the primary mechanism of death. Role of fentanyl. The defense argued that George Floyd died from a fentanyl overdose. However, the prosecution's medical experts countered this by pointing out that people who die from a fentanyl overdose typically become comatose and stop breathing, which was not the case with Floyd. He was still conscious and speaking, repeatedly saying, "I can't breathe," before he lost consciousness. Video evidence and witness testimony. The widely circulated video of the incident, along with testimony from multiple eyewitnesses, was crucial to the prosecution's case. The video showed Chauvin kneeling on Floyd's neck for over 9 minutes, even after Floyd became unresponsive and had no pulse. Eyewitnesses, including a professional MMA fighter, testified that Chauvin's hold on Floyd's neck was a dangerous blood choke and that they had pleaded with the officers to stop. Police use of force policies. Several high-ranking police officials, including the Minneapolis police chief, testified for the prosecution that Chauvin's use of force was excessive, unnecessary, and a violation of department policy. This testimony was significant because it showed that Chauvin's actions were not a standard police procedure, but a deliberate and harmful act. In short, the jury was presented with extensive evidence, including expert medical testimony, video footage, and witness accounts that contradicted the claim that George Floyd's death was solely due to a drug overdose. The prosecution successfully convinced the jury that Chauvin's actions were a direct and substantial cause of death, leading to his conviction for murder and manslaughter.
So as I said, and shout out to everybody that's coming and leaving. It's clear by the medical examiners that examined George Floyd's body that he died from a lack of oxygen caused by Derek Chauvin, which is why he was convicted of murder. But you let Charlie Kirk tell it, right? He died from an overdose. I'm gonna go back to the video so y'all can hear Charlie Kirk speak and say that he wanted to free the man that medical examiners found guilty. But what would happen if we said free Tyler Robinson? Now we gotta lose our jobs. And this is how we know America doesn't care about black people, because they allowed this man to say this rhetoric knowing that professional medical examiners, white professional medical examiners, said no, he didn't die from fentanyl. That nigga died from Derek Chauvin. And to have Charlie Kirk continuously spew this rhetoric to the point where it becomes propaganda and college students are arguing it, and they're not looking at the medical experts and the autopsy reports that are now public, that is why we don't have journalism that is true. That is why we don't have conversations that are true. Let me keep going now. I've been monologuing enough.
Trying to get the officer who murdered George Floyd pardon, and I just want to know
Yes,
what your
ma'am.
reasoning was about that.
Well, George Floyd didn't die because of the police officer. He died largely because of a drug overdose.
But he had his knee on his neck. And we
Yeah.
all saw the video.
But the knee on the neck is actually an approved police technique that police departments taught Derek Chauvin to use. Do you know that George Floyd was saying, I couldn't breathe well before that restraining technique? And
So why'd they use the technique if he already couldn't breathe?
Well, because he was actually resisting arrest, and they had to restrain him. And they restrained him in a way that they were taught to do, which is the knee on the neck technique.
Okay, so when does the like technique end? Like when they die? Like he said he couldn't
No,
breathe.
I mean, the technique ends when the individual stops resisting arrest. His call.
And this is the bullshit that made a lot of black people and others celebrate what happened to Charlie. See, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. This bullshit that he's saying now, when you can clearly see a man laid down on the fucking ground, not doing nothing. Charlie, in these moments where you was talking about George Floyd, did you think about his daughter? Did you think about, because I'm gonna say all the things that they say about you. Did you think about the fact that he was a father? Did you think about the fact that he had people that loved him? Did you think about the fact that he was an American? No. You did in the moment what was best for your interests, which was building your platform and spewing propaganda. That's just the facts.
Cause of death was not asphyxiation, it was drug overdose. He had
Charlie, how are you going against what the medical examiner said? And again, you'll have somebody like this Anna woman from the Young Turks caping for you, but she herself can't even address this shit that he said. And this is the reason why I don't date white women. I don't want to be around them like that, right? It's cool if I got to be around you in a professional setting. Cool. But outside of that, I don't want to be around them because they will watch a man like George Floyd die, right? And instead of saying this nigga deserve to be behind bars, Derek Chauvin, they'll support Charlie Kirk and completely ignore the autopsy report that was fucking placed under oath by the medical examiners themselves. Just so they can spew their fucking racism. Just so they can defend their white fucking brother. Because Lord knows, if Derek Chauvin was a black man, this wouldn't even be a fucking conversation. But let's keep going.
Part of it, like he also had a heart like thing, and like he was on drugs, but like he wouldn't have just died if he was standing there. Like they had his.
Well, actually, there's an argument to be made. According to the medical examiner, he was drug overdosing in real time. That it wasn't because of the police officer.
We literally just had Gemini break down exactly what the medical examiner said. Another lie. Another lie. God rest Charlie Kirk's soul. But this is what he did on a daily fucking basis. I just sat and let Gemini explain to y'all why Derek Chauvin was convicted of fucking George Floyd murder. It directly explained what the fucking autopsy report said and why the medical examiner testified and what they said. But they don't. Candice Owens not gonna check Charlie on this lie. She had fact checked Kamala Harris' ass in a heartbeat. They have fact checked Kamala Harris about who her grandma is before they fact checked Charlie Kirk about his misinformation about a dead man. But when he becomes a dead man, now we supposed to just be all nice about him because he got a family. George Floyd had a family because he got a daughter. George Floyd had a fucking daughter. Right? You see, I'm about equal accountability always across the board. And unfortunately, you reap what you sow. Right? Wasn't Charlie a Christian? Isn't that fresh out the Bible?
Derek Chauvin that put his knee on the neck. And he, again, They were taught to do that. According to the Hennepin County Police Department, they teach that as an approved restraint technique. And by the way, this is just a broader point. Our whole country blew up because of this incident, and it was largely based on a lie. Largely based on a lie. We were all.
What was the lie?
The lie is that there was a white police officer that went after a black person just because he was black, and it just wasn't true. He was resisting.
Now, Charlie was right about that part, right? There has been no substantial evidence to prove that Derek Chauvin actually was racist, right? Hey, I'm fair across all boards, my baby. I'm fair across all boards. There was no proof that he actually went after George Floyd just because he was black. But you know what there is proof is that he treated him differently. We can go to every other arrest where he had to restrain somebody. He never pinned them down for 5, 10 fucking minutes with the knee on the neck. He did that specifically for Mr. Floyd. Fuck out of here, man.
Arrest.
Okay, but he killed him. Like, that doesn't.
Well, again, the county medical examiner disagrees. The county medical examiner in the original report.
So then why was he? Why?
Oh, the county medical examiner that the fucking cops have in their pocket. This is why they went to an actual medical examiner, right? Because you can't trust these white people that's going to automatically agree with other white people. I don't give a fuck if this sound bad or not. That's what they do. A lot of them, they defend each other. Why do you think we still have racism in our country? Why do you think we still have people being hanged like fucking Trey Reed? Hanged. 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 And you know what? Where's that video going? This woman, Anna Kasparian, is she going to go down to fucking Mississippi State and talk to that black mother that has to bury her son now? Is she going to show them the same amount of respect and empathy that she has showed Charlie Kirk family? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Child.
Why did he get sentenced?
Exactly. That's a good
No,
question.
I'm saying
it's because it was largely a show trial where actually they were not allowed to submit
what
evidence.
trial?
A show trial.
Oh, so now you attacking our government system, right? It was a show trial. Now you attacking our government system, right, Charlie? So now, when we convict somebody that you don't agree with, it's a show, it's a scam. But when they convict, I don't know, anybody that you think should be in jail, it's all good. The system got it right. But we supposed to feel sorry for your ass. Only reason why I feel sorry for you is because we are American. That should mean something. That should mean something. But every single day, people like Charlie let me know that what I think being an American is, and the reason why I would condemn his death as a fucking American, he never saw it the same way I did. He wouldn't. When did Charlie condemn George Floyd's murder? Oh, never. My bad. Let's keep going before we get back to fucking Piers Morgan.
A show trial is an example where you put people on display or a show for a political purpose or political means. And this is an example of that, where...
Oh, so a conspiracy. So you're spewing conspiracy like it's true. This is a show trial when you put a whole bunch of people on trial on the stage for political purposes. Or there was an actual crime committed and they had to actually get justice. It seems like that might be fucking plausible. Fuck out of here, Charlie.
Derek Chauvin was not given a fair hearing in this trial. He was not even allowed to use the police training handbook in his trial to show that he was taught to use that restraining technique.
Okay, so what do you want to happen to Derek Chauvin? Like,
pardon.
So he's just free? What is that?
Yes.
What message does that send to, like...
It should be. It's a message that you should get an actual fair trial and that you're not going to get a trial by media.
Are you actually going to let me talk for long?
I hope that Tyler Robinson doesn't get a trial by media. I hope that Tyler Robinson gets a fair trial. Don't say I'm talking shit about Charlie. I'm using his nigga's own words. Right? You know what? Charlie, I agree with you. I agree with you, Charlie. Derek Chauvin, maybe he needed a fair trial. Maybe the public should have nothing to do with it. Right? Public opinion should have nothing to do with it. And maybe we should apply that across the board to everybody. To everybody. Including motherfucking Tyler Robinson. Oh, let me guess. The people that even fuck with you, they wouldn't want Tyler Robinson to get a fair trial. Ciao.
Longer than 5 seconds.
Go ahead.
You keep interrupting me. Every time I try to actually explain my point and have a reasonable conversation with you, you cut me off. I was trying to explain, you cut me off, started talking about something completely different. You started bringing up random stats and random facts to try to make me look stupid.
Nice outfit.
Thank you.
What's on your mind?
What is your persona?
I
So persona is like what?
Yeah, I don't want to hear the rest of that shit. Let's get back to the Destiny video. I mean, the fucking, Piers Morgan.
A shocking liar, too. We all saw very clearly what Villain said and did. Now, he doesn't even have the balls to stand by it. People like Bob Villain want you to believe that they are the good guys who only want peace and compromise. The fact is, they're as much to blame for this precarious state of division as the very people they think they're so much better than. In a moment, we'll debate all this with a stellar panel. We'll begin with Peter Navarro, President Trump's senior counselor for trade.
I don't give a fuck about Peter Navarro. So we're going to go ahead and skip Peter Navarro. Don't give a fuck about him at all. Or how he feel. Period. Don't give a fuck about this guy at all. Don't know who you are. Don't care who you are. I'm only interested in her interview when she was talking to everybody else. All right, I guess we can start from here. Because some of these people are not even worth me listening to. I'm going to drop the link. Nah, I'm gonna wait. Let's keep going.
Erin, what was your immediate reaction when you heard about what had happened to Charlie Kirk and presumably at some stage saw the video?
Well, it started with absolute shock, followed by despair, followed by fear of what this means for the country and how things could potentially and very likely devolve further. You know, Charlie and I had multiple debates and conversations, and what I really appreciated about Charlie, and I've said this multiple times, was that even though we had disagreements, he had a huge platform and was inviting to people like me to make my case to a completely different audience about my point of view, why I believe things that I believe, and that's what is supposed to make America great. The ability to live in a pluralistic society where people have differences of opinion, but can engage with one another in good faith and make their case. You know,
Charlie didn't engage in good faith. And Anna, that's where you're fucked up. Right? He didn't engage in good faith. That's just what it is. I'm never going to say that he was racist because I don't have any proof of that. But the things that he said, since you're offended by what people are saying, the things that he said offended me as a black man, as a husband, as a father, as a provider, as a Christian. The things that he said were divisive. Right? So saying that, oh, he just wanted to have a debate in good faith. Did he? Did he? Because instead of talking about the original medical examiner, he would talk about the examiner that got Derek Chauvin fucking convicted. But no. Can't do that. Can't have a genuine fucking conversation. So no. He must have a conversation about George Floyd being on fucking fentanyl. Why? Because he wants to make it seem like black men are all like we're just these fucking cokeheads. Undertone racism, bro. That shit is so fucking disgusting. And I hate it when I see somebody like Anna, who I know is intelligent, who I know can, one day she'll be on the right side of history, the next day she won't. Because she can't help but to go back to her, I just want to say it, how she was raised in America. Privilege. I don't even want to go into it, bro. I don't want to go into it. Because I'm not here to attack her at all. But what she did in the conversation with Destiny was absolutely disgusting.
I was recently on Tucker Carlson's show for a pretty lengthy interview. And after that interview ended, Tucker Carlson let me know that Charlie Kirk reached out to him and said that he loved the interview and would like to have me on his show. That's the kind of person Charlie Kirk was. Now, that's not to take away from the things that I
mean, so what am I supposed to make of that, Anna? So because he invited you on his show, that means the points that he was making did not have racial undertones. See, like, they want us, oh, well, he did invite me on his show, so don't think that means he was the best nigga on earth. He never did anything bad. He never had any racial undertones, none of that. Because he invited me on his show. He was about commonality. No, he wasn't. And y'all doing him a disservice, no cap, by lying about him. Y'all tarnishing Charlie Kirk's legacy right now. I'm doing him more of a favor talking the truth about who he really was than y'all sitting around lying about the nigga. Oh, he was really somebody who was open to talking to everybody. Then why he didn't talk to actual black intellectuals? Oh, I forgot. He didn't want to get fucking educated. He wanted to remain ignorant. Inviting somebody to a channel don't mean shit. On top of that, y'all had clout. So it means that he can use it to build his own channel. That was all about self-interest. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh, y'all thought, I saw it was like 30, 40 y'all here earlier. I saw y'all dropped out. Y'all thought this was going to be a nice video? Nah, absolutely not.
Vehemently disagreed with him on. But engaging in violence is an act of cowardice. It's what losers do. It's what people who are unable to argue from the things that I vehemently disagreed with him on. But engaging in violence is an act of cowardice. It's what losers do.
I hold the fuck on.
Shut up, silly woman.
Did this woman with a straight fucking face, did this woman with a straight fucking face just say the words, engaging in violence is an act of cowardice? I gotta take me a drink. I gotta take me a drink. Hearing that from a white woman, is insane. A woman who knows that this is what white men do. How did y'all get this country? You talking about some acts of violence or cowardice? So are you trying to tell me when the founding fathers sailed they bitch asses from England over here and perform acts of violence, were they cowards? Is that why you praise America? Is that why you are American? Is that why how long has America been founded? Almost 400 fucking years. And we're still going by the indoctrination that those old fuckers wrote down after they committed acts of violence.
Let me fact check myself. Cause maybe I'm wrong. Hey Gemini.
Hello, how can I help you?
Did any of the founding fathers of the United States of America commit any acts of violence?
Yes, some founding fathers engaged in acts of violence. For example, George Washington, a military general, commanded soldiers in battles during the Revolutionary War, and others like Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr engaged in a duel that resulted in Hamilton's death. Violence was also a key part of the institution of slavery, which many founding fathers, including Thomas Jefferson, owned enslaved people.
Child. Violence was also a key part of the institution of slavery. What does that mean? Gemini, when you say violence was also a key part of the institution of slavery, what does that mean?
Slavery relied on physical and psychological violence to maintain control. This included physical punishments, sexual assault, and the constant threat of being sold away from family, all of which were used to compel labor and enforce the dehumanizing system.
What is the dehumanizing system?
A dehumanizing system denies people their humanity, dignity, and rights, often by treating them as objects or less than human. This process makes it easier to justify cruelty, violence, and exploitation against them.
Wow. It's almost like these white bitches will get online and say, well, we condemn acts of violence. People who use acts of violence are cowards. And then they will go and say, America is the greatest country and we love our country. We love our history. So, bitch, you love acts of violence. This is why I stay away from them. They dangerous. They so dangerous, it make no fucking sense. Let's keep going. I just wanted to fact check everything. Everything. Because that was some bullshit. Some straight bullshit. From the pits of the Caucasus Mountains.
It's what people who are unable to articulate their arguments effectively resort to. That's my take on.
Are you kidding me? What? I am literally lost for words at how much these white women gaslight y'all niggas. The white man resort to violence more than any other species on the planet. Let me say that again. The white man resort to violence more than any other species on the planet. Now, the question is, where does the white man come from? Who raises him? Right? Who raised Tyler Robinson? Right? Hold on. Let me go to Gemini again because I don't want to be wrong. Maybe Tyler Robinson was raised by black families, right? Maybe he was raised by niggas. Gemini, can you tell me anything about Tyler Robinson parents? Did he have his mother and the father in his life, or what's going on with that?
Tyler Robinson's parents are Amber Jones Robinson and Matt Robinson. Robinson is a 27-year veteran of the Washington County Sheriff's Department who turned his son into authorities after Tyler confessed to him. The family, which includes 2 younger brothers, is from Washington, Utah.
Damn. Tyler's mother, Amber Jones Robinson, is she a black woman?
I do not have access to information about the race or ethnicity of Tyler Robinson's mother, Amber Jones Robinson.
I respect your candor.
Thank you. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Not at the moment. I'll call back on you when I need you.
All right. Feel free to reach out whenever you need assistance. Have a good day.
So, I just can't believe that she would make it seem only cowards do this with violence, but no, y'all white women, y'all love violence. This is what y'all do. This is what y'all do. When fucking Black Wall Street was burning the fuck down, women being raped, people being hanged, where was y'all at then? In a minute, I'm gonna pull up that Bill Burr clip when he was talking about white women and how y'all was cool with the blood money until y'all wasn't. Child, stay away from me, cause y'all fucking dangerous, right? As a father, I want to protect my children. I have condemned Charlie Kirk's murder over and over and over and over and over again. When y'all gonna go show the same love and respect that y'all showing to Charlie Kirk family? When y'all gonna show that same fucking love and respect to George Floyd family? When y'all going to condemn Charlie Kirk words of having Derek Chauvin pardoned for a man's murder? When are y'all gonna do that? Because until y'all do that, I'm afraid destiny is gonna be right. You're not doing shit but making the fucking problem worse. I can't believe this bitch.
What happened to Charlie Kirk? And I have to say, the video of him getting killed was one of the most disgusting, horrific things I've seen, and I can't get that image out of my mind. It's seared.
That's exactly how we feel about George Floyd. That's how we feel about George Floyd. The image of Derek Chauvin standing on his fucking neck and doing the Watusi and dancing and shit and laughing and smiling and kikiing with his homies. I would never forget it. I would never forget it. I will never forget the cries of Trayvon Martin. I'll never forget Ayanna Jones in Detroit, who was murdered by a police officer. Mark ass. I'll never forget them. I'll never forget Sandra Bland, who was hanged in her fucking cell. That's what I'll never forget. Right? What about Sean Bell? Murdered at his fucking wedding. How many bullets Sean Bell took? 50 fucking bullets in front of his fucking wife? When y'all gonna start sympathizing with us? And the shit that hurt us? Oh, never. Like my forebears, like Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King, we will take the high road. And we will condemn Charlie Kirk's murder. We will condemn Tyler Robinson. We will condemn everybody who is making fun of it as well. But see, we know y'all would never give us that same courtesy. Y'all would never give us that same grace. That is why destiny was right. And instead of y'all listening to white men like him, you listen to white men like Charlie fucking Kirk.
In my mind.
Thank you for saying what you just said. Very clear. What has been truly shocking to me, not just the murder itself, which was obviously just horrific, as was the video. And I agree, it's very hard to ever lose that image of what happened. But the reaction from young people in particular on the left, I have to say, I have found absolutely sickening. The glee, the celebration, the TikToks, the general, the behavior of this rap band, Bob Dylan. And
that's how we felt about when y'all was talking about every time that Charlie Kirk spoke to somebody and said, oh, he died from fentanyl. We felt the same way, bitch. It is what it is. Right? I'll go easy on Anna. She a woman. I'm the simp God. I'll give her a little bit of grace. She's not a black woman, but I'll give her a little bit of grace. But you fucking British bitch. you get no grace. You get no grace. You don't deserve any grace. You didn't give any grace to George Floyd when lies was being told about him and how he died after his daughter had no chance to fucking hug her father again. You didn't bring her on the show and say, oh yeah, we wanna fucking make sure that she's taken care of. No, because you don't give a fuck. You fucking crumpet tea drinking bitch. Don't y'all got other shit to worry about? Didn't y'all queen just drop pussy? And you sitting around here with Cornell West allowing him to be disrespected by Andrew Wilson. Let me put this out here too. Cornell West is one of the most legendary men in Alpha Fight Alpha history. We will not tolerate any disrespect towards Cornell West. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm putting that out on the table, and I mean that. Everybody getting checked. Period. The fact that you let a fucking pussy like Andrew Wilson disrespect Cornell West is insane. But y'all want us to respect your mans. It's a two-way street, my baby. You either learn respect or you're gonna be taught respect.
And the lying about the fact they were clearly celebrating in the most despicable manner what had happened to Charlie Kirk. You know, I've got no problem with people appraising Charlie Kirk's.
No, people. I'm not. You know what? Let me not be disingenuous like y'all are. It's not that we're celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, because I will never celebrate what happened to Charlie Kirk. As an American, that was fucked up. Period. You know what else fucked up? Attacking free speech. You know what else fucked up? Attacking the First Amendment. You know what else fucked up? Americans losing their job because they have a fucking opinion. An opinion. In a country where our veterans are laying in the fucking ground because they believed in the First Amendment. They believed that they was giving their life for free speech, for the Constitution. And you have pussies like a British fucking Piers Morgan, not a part of our country, don't belong here, not American. Talking about it's okay for Americans to lose their job. He don't give a fuck about free speech. You shouldn't say this. You shouldn't say this. You shouldn't say that. This is why our country is going to hell now. Do you think our founding fathers will let a fucking British pussy like Piers Morgan come over here and call shots? I can't believe how fucking fucked up this country is.
Record and criticizing him where they feel he was wrong about stuff. That's fine. That happens to every public figure when they die. But to gleefully celebrate the cold-blooded execution of a 31-year-old father.
That's what I was about to say. People are celebrating not having to hear harmful rhetoric anymore. Not that I agree with it. I disagree with that too. Shouldn't be celebrating at all. But I'm just speaking to what I see them doing.
Too. I just found crossed every line of humanity. And I guess, Anna, you know, a lot of these young people, you've met a lot of these young people on the left. What is going on with young people on the left? And I'm not just saying, I'm not for a moment saying there aren't young people on the right that have similar mindsets about their opponents. But what is going on?
Their opponents, black people. Y'all be tap dancing around shit. The reason why it was okay to talk about George Floyd and he didn't die from fucking Derek Chauvin and and y'all try to spin this shit about fentanyl because y'all wanted that. Yeah, all these niggas be doing fentanyl. They don't take care of their kids, and they be resisting the police and shit. That's why they be dying. Y'all try to spin that shit, and when they convicted that pussy Derek Chauvin, y'all was mad. Y'all was mad because now he get to y'all get to know that he don't get to go back to his family. He get to spend the rest of his days living like one of us. Fucked up. Period, man. I mean that shit.
Going on with these young people on the woke left who genuinely look at that and think this is something to celebrate. Hello and welcome.
All this shit. I don't want to hear none of that shit, bro. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. I'm talking about a book and shit. This is a symptom of a bigger dehumanization. So let's talk about that.
Well, I'm going to answer the question, but let me just note that there are different factions on the left. And I think the way that this is kind of being discussed in a way that just kind of generalizes everyone on the left is kind of unfair. But putting that aside, I do think that we have an overall problem. I think what happened is a symptom of a bigger issue that we have, not just in this country, but I'm seeing it happen globally, where there's just this dehumanization of people based on their political views. And on top of that, the devaluing of human life, right? I mean, we've been seeing images of people being butchered, children being butchered endlessly on social media over the last nearly 2 years. Prior to that, I mean, the rhetoric that devalues human life, I think, has played a role into it. But also, I just think that there's this...
Hold on, bitch. You mean the rhetoric like the one that Charlie Kirk was spewing when he said that fucking a father by the name of George Floyd died because he was doing fucking fentanyl and not because of the lack of oxygen going to his body due to Derek Chauvin? You talking about that type of shit? Oh, my bad. I forgot. You don't want to hold him accountable. You want to paint him like he fucking Clark Kent. You know what Clark Kent wouldn't do? If Clark Kent actually existed, George Floyd would be alive today. He would have saved George Floyd. Unlike the rest of the pussy that was watching, the rest of the officers that was watching, he would have saved George Floyd. He's the ideal of what America's supposed to be. Hope, love, passion for each other, care for each other. And because he had the power to do it, he would have did it. And that goes back to the Declaration of Independence. Quote me and go quote the book. Those who have the ability have the responsibility. Those who have the ability have the responsibility. Y'all let George Floyd die. We didn't have the power to stop what happened to Charlie. Y'all had the power to stop racism. Y'all had the power to stop homelessness. Y'all allowed this shit to happen. Every single last one of you. Let's keep going, man.
Idea that all you need to do is like get rid of or take out some of the prominent figures on the political side of the aisle that you disagree with, and that'll somehow solve the issue. No, that doesn't solve the issue. What it does is it makes the situation in various countries where this type of political violence plays out far worse. Now you're hearing talk of retaliation in a violent way. When it comes to the Trump administration, you're hearing policies that are being proposed that would limit the legitimate political speech of Americans. I am concerned about that. What that disgusting murderer did is he pushed for this country to devolve further. And I wish that cooler heads would prevail, but at the same time, I don't begrudge people who are angry. I mean, that poor wife and her
what? Hold the fuck on. Hold on.
Minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
So, she said she wished cooler heads will prevail. See, I'm a good listener. She wished cooler heads will prevail, but he do not begrudge those who are upset. Interesting. Because the black people who are upset about Charlie Kirk You're begrudging them now. Anna, I'm going to go ahead and say it. You're a mammy for the white man. That's all. Let's keep going.
Murderer did is he pushed for this country to devolve further. And I wish that cooler heads would prevail, but at the same time, I don't begrudge people who are angry. I mean, that poor wife and her 2 children witnessed Charlie Kirk get shot and killed in the neck. I don't begrudge her at all for being furious. No. I can't even imagine where my headspace would be at right now if that happened to my husband.
Right.
I would think that your headspace would be trying to promote peace. Like, I don't know, Coretta Scott King did after her husband died. Or even one that you can relate to, Jackie Kennedy. Did Jackie Kennedy go on a fucking war rampage after she watched her husband's head get knocked the fuck off? Oh no, I forgot. She went on a peace campaign. She promoted peace, 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 peace. And to Destiny's point, why can't y'all? Oh, I forgot y'all don't want peace. Like you said, you don't begrudge people for feeling angry. And what happened when people feel angry? Maybe, I don't know, maybe they start doing angry things. I don't know. I'm just a black man. How would I know? Child.
Andrew Wilson, where were you when you heard about Charlie Kirk, and what is your view of the fallout from this?
Y'all, do we?
Yeah, I was sitting with my wife.
Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want to skip Andrew Wilson part. Nothing that he says is relevant. Absolutely nothing. I'm giving everybody an opportunity that's still in chat. Put a 1 in the chat. If you want to skip it, put a 2 in the chat if you want to hear what Andrew Wilson got to say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a degenerate of the highest accord. He got his card pulled by Wes Watson. Right? Talk all this shit. He not a real man. He pussy too. Uh-oh. It's over. Only thing I needed was 1 vote. Fuck you, Andrew. We out of here.
TV and about how go up to how that they way and
literally never
and the leftists have gone off the side.
But you can't
just how much the Young Turks.
No, I guess hold on. He called out the Young Turks. So we got to listen to this part of Andrew. Fuck. He called out the Young Turks. So I want to see the debate between him and Anna. I don't fuck with either one of them. I fuck with Anna more. I fuck with the Young Turks. I forgot the big dude name over there. You know what I'm saying? Big dude who run shit with the suits. But sometimes they be on shit. They, you know what I'm saying? Like, they condemned Charlie murder immediately. That was real shit. Right? That was real shit. They have repeatedly spoken about a lot of injustices that happen to black people. I could never took that away from them. That's a fact. You see, when I see a duck, I don't call it an eagle. That's a duck. Y'all be lying. Let me keep going, B.
Charlie Kirk a fascist how many times? The Young Turks played into this rhetoric how much? They went out of their way to do so. Ruben recently called him out for doing it. So
I've never called him a fascist.
Hang on.
I've literally never. I don't even call Trump a
once.
fascist.
I didn't interrupt you once, lady.
But you can't make things up about what I've said about Charlie Kirk.
But you see what I'm saying, Anna? And I'm going to show people this part of the video. We're going to throw up the fair use. I already know how they play it. Them boys wicked over there. You know what I'm saying? They'll do anything to take the black man down. Anything to take the black king down. Oh. Let me put this as a fucking... All right. Oh. All right. Let me put a banner down. Let me show y'all this shit, bro. This shit crazy.
I'm done talking like I was respectful enough to let you do. So the thing is like, yes, they do. This network does do that. And these leftists do that. And they set all the rhetoric up in the world to make sure something like this happened. And they were dancing on the grave of this guy before he was even cold. I have tweets from Destiny, which are insane. The leftists have gone off the reservation. And it's time for us to stop pretending that it's not their rhetoric which is leading to these types of assassinations, because it is. I don't want to hear about factions. All of you guys are doing this. All of you guys have the same type of rhetoric which leads to this, or the networks you work for do.
Well, Anna, let me let you respond to that before I bring Cornell.
I have never called Charlie Kirk a fascist, number one. In fact, if anything, we have received a tremendous amount. I don't remember Trump. I don't remember Cenk calling Charlie Kirk a fascist. In fact, Cenk and I got into a debate about whether or not. Hold on.
Shut the fuck up, Andrew. Damn. Why is Andrew Wilson always interrupting? But then when other people interrupt, oh, you being a little bitch. And did y'all see him on Team Fatty channel? So disrespectful. To the point where Fatty had to be like, come on, bro. Anywhere else, y'all niggas don't act like this. Anywhere else, bro, y'all respectful. But Fatty, nope. At Piers Morgan, he being the same thing. He's not respectful, period. He doing the same thing Charlie was doing. Let's keep going.
I don't remember Cenk calling Charlie Kirk a fascist. He called Trump a fascist, and he and I got into a debate about that. But to lump in everyone on the left together, I don't agree with Destiny on anything these days. Destiny is totally unhinged in his rhetoric, 100%. I have been critical of Charlie Kirk's political views, but going around referring to people as Nazis, turning the temperature up, I did not engage in that. So I just want you to at least be fair about what I've actually said about
There's
Charlie
no actual reason for us to believe leftists at this point. It's very clear that while they come out with a handshake and wanting to have these conversations, they claim, right? In reality, what they're doing is they have murderous intent, and they'll celebrate you the day that you die. The next day, they'll go after your wife. Thousands of social media accounts going after her wife, or this guy's wife, after she made a speech about her poor husband. Yes, it is your side that's doing that. Like it or not, it's your side that's doing that. There's no equivalency between the right and the left on this. Yeah, okay, fine. You're not a leftist. I'm sorry. Are you on the left wing? Are you a Democrat? Are you more of a Democrat than you are a Republican? Do you move towards those types of issues?
I'm not a Democrat. I actually registered as an independent.
Fine. You register as an independent.
Come on, you gotta at least.
Oh yeah, see that's the new one too. I'm gonna start saying that too. I'm not either one. I'm not a registered Democrat or Republican, nigga. I'm an independent, my baby. Cause that's how fucked up the country is. You can't even trust no side no more. Which one are you? Shit, I'm with myself. Shit, whichever good for me. Period. There's no more community in America. And some will argue that there never was because of racism and slavery and all the other shit that, white men did. Child, you can't make this shit up.
Just know what my views are if you're going to attack me.
All right, let me bring in. I've been
attacked by the left over the last 3 years.
All right, let me bring in.
No. I've been attacked by the left. No, let me just at least address that. I've been attacked viciously by leftists over the last 3 years because of the fact that I want to engage in this type of dialogue, because of the fact I was willing to sit down with Charlie Kirk and with Tucker Carlson and Ben Shapiro. I'm willing to have conversations, and I don't go around labeling people as fascist and racist and Nazis just because I disagree with them.
Just at
least understand what my political views are.
Shut the fuck
Listen,
up.
I'm not going to be blamed.
Damn. Bro, I could never debate somebody like fucking Austin. Andrew, for one, he's far less intelligent. But even more importantly, he cannot allow somebody to finish a point. And I just feel like that's so disrespectful when you're trying to have a debate.
Aimed for what everyone in that company has to say. Anyone in that company has to say.
The
I'm
head
an
of that
individual.
company?
We are supposed to judge people based on individuals. He did not go around calling Charlie Kirk a fascist and a Nazi.
Saying that you don't have good reasoning skills. If it's the case that you think, oh my God,
I'm judging
you can't be calling people Nazis.
You can't be calling people Nazis.
I
know what's calling you a Nazi. Why are you making that up? You're just making it up. You're just making it up. We're all the same. That's how simple-minded you are. You're all the same. Okay, then everyone on the right is just like Dylan Roof.
All right, let me bring in. I want to bring in Cornell West. I want to bring in Cornell West. He's been waiting. Please let Cornell come in now. He's been waiting very patiently. Cornell, welcome back to Uncensored, where things are getting incendiary quite quickly. I think the overriding point I would make about the debate we've just been hearing between Andrew and Anna is that there is little doubt to me that the constant rhetoric on the left, the woke left, let me be specific to where I think a lot of the blame lies, ever since Donald Trump came into power in 2016, has been this relentless use of the phrases Hitler, Nazis, fascists about Trump and about Trump supporters. And the problem with constantly saying this as a group, as the woke left have done for 9 years now, is that eventually it permeates down to young impressionable minds who genuinely believe that it is their mission to stop America from being taken over by the new Nazis or the new fascists or the new Hitler. And that leads to the kind of thing we saw with Charlie Kirk. Do you agree that this language?
But then you have to actually ask yourself, right, Piers, why do this group of people believe that these people are fascists in the first place? It's not like we're just sitting around making shit up. And I don't believe that y'all are fascists. Let me put that on the record. I just believe that y'all are fucking racist. Yeah. I don't believe that a lot of y'all are fascists. I just believe that a lot of y'all saw America one way, the way that it was founded. And y'all can't see it being no other way. That's why they have this whole movement. They want to talk about trans people and shit. That shit's so goofy to me. Why would I care as a man what a man is doing sexually with somebody, bro? That shit goofy as hell. But Darrel, what happened when they want to go in your bathroom with your daughters and shit? I mean, bro, is it that just because they're trans, they're gonna do some fucked up shit? 'Cause you know it's crazy. If I was to go back over the last 50 years and look at when women have been assaulted in bathrooms, I'm almost 100% sure that it'd be heterosexual men. It's almost like they pose the biggest threat to black women and women in general. Men. Period. But nope. That conversation, that'd be me what? I don't know. Being disingenuous. Being progressive. Child, I can't make this shit up.
This relentless, in my view, woeful misuse, particularly of the word Nazi, towards Trump and his supporters. This is part of the problem.
Well, I think part of the deeper problem, though, Brother Piers, is that
hold on.
The organized greed and
shout out to my brother Cornell West. Let's get it.
Weaponized hatred and routinized indifference toward the vulnerable has
gotta
come
rewind
together.
that. Rewind that whole thing.
Towards Trump and his supporters. This is part of the problem.
Well, I think part of the deeper problem, though, Brother Piers, is that the organized greed and weaponized hatred and routinized indifference toward the vulnerable has come together in such a way that it has eroded the sources of character formation, so that integrity, honesty, decency, and self-critical sensibilities of individuals and groups is more and more disappearing. So you end up with because hatred itself is promiscuous, just like greed, just like indifference toward the suffering of others. It's promiscuous. It will lie with the left, right, center. It lies with Christians. It lies with Muslims. It lies with Jews. It lies with Buddhists. It lies with Hindus. And human beings were so wretched in the first place. If we don't undergo some kind of spiritual and moral cultivation, we end up falling back on greed and hatred and indifference. And I mean, the American empire at this moment is one in which the lethal combination of the hatred and the greed and the indifference generates very much the exchange that we just saw. You see, this brother right here says, well, all leftists want to see me dead. Well, I'm a leftist. I don't want to see you dead. I'm a Christian.
You called Trump's administration a neo-fascist movement, you lunatic.
And that's what I'm saying. You lunatic. And because he's a podcaster, he don't really have no respect, bro. Calling Dr. Cornell West a lunatic is insane, bro. You have no respect. He never disrespected you. He just said he don't want to see you dead. But the first thing that Andrew Wilson does is goes to these, you fucking lunatic, you fucking, just like the white man always do. Being a fucking violent person when Cornell West just did what? Let me show you some love, man. I don't want to see nothing happen to you, my brother. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to you, my brother. I don't give a fuck, you fucking imbecile. Let's go ahead and see it.
This brother right here says, well, all leftists want to see me dead. Well, I'm a leftist. I don't want to see you dead. I'm a Christian.
You called Trump's administration a neo-fascist movement, you lunatic. People have gone out
you're
of
absolutely
your way.
right.
You have gone out of your way.
Let me make the case. Let me make the case. Let me make the case.
Oh, yeah,
Will you allow me to speak, brother? Come on, man. Come on. No. You haven't made the case. If you think I've made the case, then you're not interested in dialogue.
You just said this brother over here said this.
You're very, very different, brother Charlie, man. You're very different than Charlie, though, man. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I can make the case for that,
people
too.
like you that got that man killed, sir.
No. There are such a thing as neo-fascists. But Piers, why you have a brother on who's not gonna allow nobody to speak, man? We're just wasting time. If all you're interested in is making your money, and you bring this brother on it, and nobody can say a word, and we can't even mourn Brother Charlie passing. I had dialogues with Brother Charlie. This brother's gonna say, oh, this kumbaya and so forth. No, Charlie was made in the image of a loving and mighty God. I believe that. I say my prayers for Sister Erica and the kids, because this brother wants to trash my Christian sensibility, and look at him laughing now. This is a joke, man. Piers, it's not worth it.
Is Charlie Kirk part of the neo-fascist movement? Is he part of your neo-fascist movement?
Not with this brother.
Yeah.
When Charlie himself says that he is against Civil Rights Act, does that make him a proponent of Jim Crow? When he calls Martin Luther King Jr. an awful human being and a scumbag, I'm critical of that. I am critical of that. You're absolutely right, Brother Wilson. You're absolutely right. But if all you're going to do is be arrogant, you're arrogant just like the so-called leftists you're talking about. But Piers, you making your money, brother. Go on and make your money, man.
It's all about making.
Not worth it.
Cornell,
this brother
it's all
right
about
here
making
is
money.
part of the problem. This other brother who has a deep connection to Charlie, he's willing to at least listen. But this brother's not willing to
Cornell,
listen.
can you sit down? I would like you to remain part of the debate.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. He's smoking his cigarettes with his arrogant self. Come on, man. We don't have enough dialogue at all.
Surely you're not going to walk out in a debate about dialogue.
Go on and make your money, man.
Right. Well,
So as y'all see, real black people not about to stick around and have those conversations. Cornell, he left, and I would have left too. This is some bullshit. This man not even allowing nobody to speak. He just want to hear himself speak. And you see, Piers wasn't gonna say nothing. Why? Because they respect these white men. They respect what they doing out here in these streets. They respect them. They like that. Oh, I like how he talking to that boy. Like how he talking to that boy. They don't have no respect for Cornell. Surely you're not going to leave because of the debate. He didn't even address the disrespect that was happening to Cornell West. And this is why I think black men that have a lot of fucking, clout, come to black channels like mine. Come to channels that you will actually be respected at. Come here. Piers don't respect you. He only trying to use you. It's the cold hard truth. He only trying to use you. He ain't trying to do nothing else. Anyway, let's keep going with the video, man. Shit's crazy.
Kind of farcical to quit a debate where we're literally debating about the importance of free speech and being able to listen to each other's opinions, which seems to me completely insane. Anyway, we've lost Cornell West for now. Maybe we'll get him back. Well, Andrew Wilson referred to Destiny's insane tweets a little earlier, which were disavowed by Anna Kasparian. Well, Destiny joins us now. Destiny, you've been quite active on social media since Charlie Kirk's death, when Erica Kirk posted Charlie's coffee.
All right, so this is the Destiny part now. Listen in, guys. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Hit the like button. Thanks to all the new people that joined in. I see the numbers went in and out. I know how that go. Share the video out to somebody else if you guys are interested in the content. And let's continue. I'm also streaming on my other Instagram. I'll be posting that in the chat soon. Let's get it.
You responded, she tagged him, brackets, crying face emojis. In response to Alina Haber's tweet ordering people to fly their flags at half-mast in memory of Charlie, you posted on X buying flags and poles.
Let me see this shit.
To fly their flag.
Yeah, it's nasty.
A half-mast in memory of Charlie.
Buying flag poles just to fly them fully erect. Huh.
You posted on X buying flags and poles just to fly them fully erect. And you then posted yesterday, ending every conservative debate call out I do in 2026 with "Don't dodge, bro." That's not what Charlie would have wanted. Do you think that your response to the cold-blooded murder of Charlie Kirk has been appropriate?
Yes. I think that the only way this country moves forward into a better world is when conservatives can finally realize that they need to turn the temperature down on their side.
Well, at least he admitted that. He came out the gate and said those statements were inappropriate. Yeah, he said it.
What Charlie would have wanted. Do you think that your response to the cold-blooded murder of Charlie Kirk has been appropriate?
Yes. I think that the only way this country moves forward into a better world is when conservatives can finally realize that they need to turn the temperature down on their side. We are 10 years into whatever this Trump madness is, and there is not a single mainstream conservative that will call for a lowering of the temperature on their side. I think that liberals need to wake up and finally realize that if they're not willing to do it, it will never come down. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for the second term. Every time he's in office, this happens. People joked about when Biden came in, it was so boring, nothing was going on. 7 out of 10 of the largest protests in American history have happened under Donald Trump. All of the recent political violence that's happened in this country over the past 20 years, the majority of it, the overwhelming majority of it, everybody gets mad because they keep asking Grok about it, has been conservative.
Who shot Charlie Kirk?
A guy from Utah who was raised in a Christian family, who was a 22-year-old
guy
white
described
dude. He wasn't trans. He didn't have a
Destiny.
trans girlfriend. He didn't have any trans influences. He didn't have any trans bullets. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys were wrong on all of that.
To be clear, the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, has made it clear that their investigation has now established that he had been radicalized by a leftist ideology, which drove him to do this. That's just
I'm sorry, excuse me, when?
Yesterday, he said that.
No. When was he radicalized? In the 6 months that he did remote college?
I don't know when he was radicalized, but I do know the very reasonable sounding governor of Utah has made it clear that the you may not want to hear this.
Ongoing investigation.
You may not want to hear it, Destiny, but the reality is the investigators, according to the governor of Utah, have established that he was radicalized to a leftist ideology that drove him to murder Charlie Kirk. Now, let me just ask you.
That's not true.
Let me just ask you.
Okay,
you're accusing the governor.
So because they said it, everybody supposed to believe it. But Charlie himself didn't believe the medical examiner when they said that Derek Chauvin was the cause of fucking dying. That Derek Chauvin wasn't the cause of fucking George Floyd dying. Come on, bro, we being disingenuous as fuck, bro. We being disingenuous as fuck, bro. At the end of the day, Charlie was cool with all the shit that was happening to black people. He had no remorse, man. He had no remorse for us, bro. He was saying some super foul shit. I hadn't even gotten to the shit he was saying about black women and DEI and all that shit. Nah, how foul that shit was, bro. Bro, that shit was so foul, it made no fucking sense, bro. The fact that y'all would even, like, as other women, not acknowledge that was fucked up is insane work to me, bro. I want y'all to hear this. This one be good. We can't show the video the whole time, but let's get it.
That's your prerogative. But if it turns out to have been somebody with a leftist ideology who wanted to shut up Charlie Kirk, would you condemn that?
I won't condemn anything until the president of the United States can go on air and say, all of us need to calm down.
So you won't condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk until Donald Trump says something.
I'm a YouTuber. Leftists and Democrats have been condemning and turning down the temperature, condemning violence, turning down the temperature for a decade. Donald Trump can't go on TV and say, all of us need to calm down.
Right.
Can you tell me why he cannot?
Why would you expect anybody, Destiny?
You can't answer that. Can you answer that question? Why can't Trump
you answer this question?
All of us should be less violent.
Why do you think?
Trump say that?
Why do you think?
Your behavior contingent on Donald Trump?
Insane right now.
Why do you think?
No, I can't believe that a white bitch is asking that stupid ass question. Why is your behavior contingent on Donald Trump? Oh, you mean the fucking president? Who's supposed to be a fucking leader? That's why. So if Donald Trump hasn't said the words I condemn it, why do I need to say it? Oh, because you always want to just blame Donald Trump. No, if Donald Trump hasn't condemned it, why aren't y'all going to him and say, Trump, condemn it? Oh, because you can't. He'd say, I do what the fuck I want to. I'm the president. Yeah, Nate, I feel like I can show the video, but I'm not even going to chance it. I don't even like Piers Morgan. It's all good. I'm cool with the avatar.
Let me ask a question.
On Donald Trump.
Let me ask a question.
Because he's the president of the United States of America and the leader of the
Destiny. Let me
have a huge audience.
They care more about. You have a huge audience. They care more about Destiny saying that he condemns Charlie's murder more than the president of the fucking United States. And then wonder, why is our country so fucked up?
Because y'all care more about what Destiny thinks than our president. That's why.
Audience of young men who listen to everything you have to say. So when it doesn't matter. You have a huge audience, and because of the fact that you have a huge audience, you have a responsibility to not turn. No, it hasn't.
So because he has a huge audience, he has a responsibility, but not the United States fucking president. Interesting. Interesting how that works. Interesting how it matters more about what Destiny is saying than Donald Trump. Because he has a big audience. Okay.
It hasn't been broken. Actually care about the country and want to bring people together. You do the opposite. You represent the worst of us, Destiny. You're embarrassing.
You should tell
You're
Donald.
embarrassing.
All right, let me ask Destiny a question.
Watch how easy this is.
Hang on, don't all shout at once, please.
If Donald Trump would have come out and said, "Hey, we should all be less violent,"
Destiny,
I have no problem saying.
I have one
absolutely.
question for you,
Why
Destiny.
can't conservatives do that? Why can't conservatives do that?
Destiny, I have a question for you. Why do you think, in your campaign for everyone to dial down the temperature, why do you think that mocking the grieving widow of Charlie Kirk when she posts an image of her at the coffin side, why do you think that constitutes turning down the temperature?
You can't turn down the temperature on your own. The president of the United States is
inflame the
not
temperature.
able.
You're
to,
mocking
no,
his
it's
widow.
already inflamed.
You're
What are you
mocking his
talking
widow.
about? We've had multiple political assassinations over the past year. What do you mean it's turning up the temperature?
Why did you mock his widow?
Online because
Why did you mock his widow?
Because she's being used as a political weapon right now
Wow.
for conservatives to continue. What do you mean? Wow, she's literally doing.
Her husband just got
recruitment
murdered.
on email. Yeah, and she's using it to drive up recruitment. For
And you can't even condemn the murder. You won't condemn it.
Can't even tell his side.
You're
to
so
turn the temperature
deranged
down.
about Trump that you cannot condemn the
unhinged.
murder
It is such a
because you're
joke.
waiting
And
for
you guys
Donald
think-
Trump.
Not deranged about Trump, child. Not deranged about Trump. So it's not because he's a concerned citizen and he believes the president should be the one that's actually condemning this first. But no, it's Destiny. It's Destiny who needs to actually condemn this because, podcasters matter more than elected officials. Right? We can't have podcasters with huge platforms not telling the truth about Charlie Kirk. Child. Y'all are pathetic. Y'all just want the other white man to agree with y'all, and he not going. He understands privilege. I'm white too. Fuck y'all gonna do? Nothing. Cause I'm white too. I get the same privileges. That's why they were mad. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, Destiny? You was supposed to only say nice things about Charlie. No, fuck that, man. Fuck that shit. He's a piece of shit. You're really gonna fucking say that right now? Yeah, bitch. And what are you gonna do about it?
To
make
say
money
something.
off of it.
All right, let me
Crazy
bring in
to me that
Jack.
Republicans can't
Let me
do
bring
it.
in
What a
Jack
joke of the
Posobiec.
world.
I gotta
And there
say,
will be there's still no answer to that question, Piers. You can't say
Which question?
Why can't Donald Trump simply go on TV and say we all need to turn it down,
Fine.
like Biden could, like Obama could,
Fine.
like the Clintons could, like Kamala could. Why
Fine.
not?
Why can't you condemn the murder of
See,
Charlie
it's
Kirk?
unbelievable. I'm not the president.
Why
of the United
can't
States.
you
answer that
condemn the
question.
murder of Charlie Kirk?
I like how he just didn't answer the question. Obama condemned all kinds of shit. Kamala condemned all kinds of shit. These niggas don't want to condemn shit. They said condemn. Nah, we don't give a fuck. It don't matter that Trump not condemning that shit. It don't matter, dog. We sliding. We sliding. They don't give a fuck. They bandits are the highest accord, bro. The highest accord. Let's keep going, man.
Unbelievable to me.
Why can't you condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Because it wasn't my side that caused it. It should be
Yes,
the
it
one that
was.
is driving up
It
the
actually
rhetoric.
was
You
your
don't
side
know
that
it's not
caused
true.
it.
This
It was
an
your
18
side.
This guy was raised in a white
He was
Christian
a
household
radicalized
in a Christian
leftist
state.
ideology.
He wasn't radicalized by leftism at all. You have no proof of that whatsoever.
That's what
Just
the
like one that killed
investigators are
Melissa.
saying.
He was a radical leftist, everybody. He was a radical leftist. He wasn't just... It's crazy when white men do something.
is always some bullshit. When they do something, it's always a fucking excuse. Always, bro. They constantly make excuses for these niggas. No matter what these niggas get themselves into, bro. Anyway, sorry, let's keep going, guys. I thought we were going crazy on Fortnite.
Was a conservative, just like the people that firebombed Shapiro's house was a conservative, just like all the J6ers were conservative, just like the Proud Boys were conservative. Every single one of these people. Oh, it's Jack Brzovic, what, the author of Unhuman, another person that Charlie supported. Good one, dude.
I'll give you one last chance, Destiny, to condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk.
You are acting like an unhuman.
Why can't I hear Donald Trump condemn violence?
All right, you won't condemn it. Okay, we've all heard you repeatedly refuse to condemn it.
We've heard Donald Trump refuse to condemn it too. For some reason, the leftists on YouTube are a bigger deal. Unbelievable.
Yeah, what's incredible is you don't have the basic humanity to condemn it. You'd rather...
Yeah, if you're hearing this. So podcasters are more influential than the leader of the free world. Yeah. Apparently so. Apparently so, Fear. Apparently it's much more important to hear Destiny condemn it and not Donald Trump. It's just far more important. Can't believe this shit, man. This is ridiculous. Make sure you're at the Cash App, man. $DLon316. Let's get it.
Taunts his widow. I find that sickening. Jack Brzovic.
I find it sickening that when people are getting killed in the country, the president of the United States on Fox and Friends, when they're begging him, what do you say to your followers that want revenge? He says, I don't know, all the elections are rigged. It's the radical Democrats. That's insane to me. And then the fixation is, well, who on Twitter and YouTube isn't condemning the violence?
All right, Jack
Brzovic. You have a great example here of the type of cancer I'm talking about, where when you present direct information,
it wasn't direct information, Jack. Shut the fuck up, Jack. You don't know what you're talking about, Jack. I'm not even showing your face. I'm not even giving you no clout. Everything that you, Piers, Andrew have said, and even someone with an honor said, is complete bullshit. The only one standing on business is Destiny. The only one standing on business is Destiny. I remember when he destroyed Anger Man in the debate. See, the thing is, y'all could never fuck with Destiny. He on a whole nother level. And instead of y'all just listening to what he got to say and being honest, y'all want to try to fucking... Basically, y'all jumped him. 4v1 type shit. This is wicked, bro.
Refuse, they obfuscate, they refute, they say it's not true, they lie. You could see from the bullet casings, you could see from postings, you could see from everything out there that it's very clear what happened here. This is the same people who supported President Trump almost getting assassinated twice last year, Corey Capatore being assassinated last year in a situation. Again, see, just lies. That's all they do. They talk over. They don't even let you give a chance to speak. And something needs to be done, Piers. Something absolutely needs to be done. This ideology should be shamed, humiliated, driven from the public discourse.
But it wasn't a problem when he heard Andrew Wilson over speaking. It was only a problem when Destiny overtalked. Got it. I forgot, my bad. I forgot they have, implicit biases here. I forgot about that. I forgot that, they don't really give a fuck about having genuine conversations, because if you cared about somebody interrupting, you would have said, hey, Andrew, stop interrupting. Let Anna speak. Nah, absolutely not. We're not buying it, Jack. You can take that shit to the next person. We're not buying it. Not at all. Let's keep going.
Scores. I mean, you've got people who have completely dissociated with humanity because all they care about are clicks, YouTube streams, and likes. Go to the casket. Go to the gravesite. Go talk to the widow. I don't even know how to.
Did you talk to George Floyd daughter? Did you talk to George Floyd family? Oh no, because y'all don't give a fuck about George Floyd. Y'all only want people to give a fuck about this boy that lost his life. And again, I myself have condemned
that murder, and I will, over and over and over and over again. But what I will not do is pretend that I didn't see what the fuck I saw and hear what I heard coming from Charlie Kirk mouth. And don't worry about it. We're going to be doing a lot of Charlie Kirk content, y'all. We're going to be doing so much Charlie Kirk content. It's going to be good. All right. Let's keep going.
How to discuss this with someone who's completely lost all touch with reality.
Yeah, I mean, Anna.
What's Jack's answer to why can't the president say we should all be less violent?
Right. Because you can't even condemn the cold-blooded execution of Charlie
Trump
Kirk.
turns on
I don't think you're in the
YouTube,
position
and
to
he says,
demand anything from anybody.
On YouTube. That's how I'm going to take my.
You're
my
not in any position to condemn anybody for anything. You won't condemn a cold-blooded
murder. He's the president
murder.
of the United States. He's the president of the United States. No one here can answer that
Basic
question.
humanity says the murder was horrific. Why can't you say it?
To be less violent.
Why can't you say it, Destiny?
Over a decade.
To say the murder was horrific and unacceptable.
Why can't Donald Trump say it?
You can't do it, can
you?
you?
Hear any words for Donald Trump?
All right, Anna Kasparian.
Donald Trump. Nothing exactly.
Anna Kasparian. This, to me, this is what I'm talking about. That I think there is an element of the left, the hard woke left, that have completely lost their minds. If you are not able to just outright simply condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk, and if you cannot stop yourself from mocking his grieving widow, you are sick, as I've just seen from Destiny.
The sick thing is weaponizing a widow's grief to try to do recruitment for your political party. That's probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. She's showing up in emails for recruitment drives for TPUSA.
What did you think the assassination of a political figure would do? What did you think the outcome was going to be? What did you think the outcome was?
I mean, if I die, I don't want Michi out recruiting for Simp Nation. I want her grieving. I want her around people that genuinely love her enough to say, hey, baby, we understand you're hurting, but you gotta let that hurt go. Darrel wouldn't want you out here still fighting battles and shit. Putting yourself in danger like I was. I wouldn't want that. Why the fuck would I want that? For my wife. No. And the fact that they made her CEO, I don't know. I thought women weren't supposed to have those jobs. Charlie was a Christian, and from my understanding, women were supposed to be stay-at-home wives. But now she picking up the ball and moving. It's almost like she agreed with him, and she's going to carry on his legacy. And she's, I'm not going to say using his death to recruit people, but this is an opportune moment. Only a fool would think that there is not opportunities in chaos. Only a fool would think that there's no opportunities in chaos. Let's keep going.
Wait,
are you asking
really?
me for
Your behavior?
Hold on.
Let me. Hey, how about take it easy on the Adderall? Take it easy on the Adderall, and let me answer the question that Piers.
Is that like? So I don't understand when white people make jokes like that. Is that like an insult? Take it easy on the Adderall. Is that like calling him a crackhead? That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. It's giving she was trying to say, oh, the fuck on now, crackhead. I think that they're jealous of Destiny. They're jealous because he's more intellectual than they are. Whether they like him or not. Whether they want to make up jokes about what happened with him and his wife. None of that shit matters. He's more intelligent than y'all. Matter of fact, if somebody got his email, maybe I'll reach out to him. But, content creators that big don't really pay attention to us. They got all kinds. I mean, bro, this man is going from fucking city to city, college to college, and being harassed. And dealing with that shit. Bro, couldn't be me. My patience is not good. Shout out to Destiny.
You must have been really bullied today.
My behavior is not reliant on how anyone else behaves. Every morning I wake up and I make decisions about how I choose to react or respond to things. I don't wake up in the morning, check what Donald Trump has to say, and then base my own personal behavior on his behavior. I agree with you in that it would be very helpful to have the leader of this country want to turn the temperature down. And he hasn't done that. I agree with you on that. But that doesn't change the way I choose to respond to what's going on. The idea of mocking a woman who is now a widow with 2 young children who witnessed her husband get shot in the neck and bleed out to death. How could you mock that? What is wrong with you? I just don't understand it. That's it. I don't understand it. I don't understand you, Destiny. You have so much hatred in your heart, and at the same time, you judge
simple thing.
others
If you're
as
going to
hateful.
weaponize somebody's grief against the other party, well, then of course people have a right to fight back against it. I think that she has every right to grieve in whatever way she wants, but when that grief is going to be weaponized to do recruitment, political recruitment, and further radicalization of the other side, then of course you not only have the ability to mock it, but you have the obligation to mock it. It's insane.
Let me understand. Let me understand your argument. So since others are using her grief to politically recruit, you think that it's okay to mock her specifically?
Since others
How does
are
that make
using her
any
grief,
sense?
she's the one who gave us.
Yeah, see, that's that misleading journalism shit. You're acting like we're not listening. He said she did it. So because others are doing it, it's okay to mock the wife? We know y'all want to get him on talking about a widow and shit. But Anna, you smarter than that. You should know better, my baby. Oh, I'm so fucking disappointed. Oh, I'm so disappointed. Let's keep going real quick.
17-minute speech on TV where she talked about good versus evil. She's the one showing up in
Destiny, let me
TPUSA
explain,
ads to
let
1
me
or 2
explain
days
something
after.
to you. If someone assassinated my husband, I would not be able to have the level of composure she had during that speech. I would be out for blood. I understand why she's angry and why she said the things that she said. Okay, you need to understand what being a human is, what it's like to actually lose someone that you love, that you chose to spend your life with, that you chose to raise children with, a person who was violently and viciously assassinated like that. This is why I've moved away
And when
from
something
identifying as a
you got bullied online. It's so funny. It's so funny that you just
so
you
embarrassing
don't
on the
think about
left.
how other people act to define your behavior. Your entire political ideology now is somehow defined by the people that were mean to you on Twitter.
No,
if somebody
it's
cares
not.
about somebody who's
No,
grieving,
I understood
you tell that
what
person,
the flaws
you
on
tell
the
that
left
person,
happen to
hey,
be, the
maybe you
weakness
should
in their
step back for a
arguments.
couple of
No,
weeks.
no, it's
Maybe you
not
should
about
take
the
some
way I
time to
get
grieve.
treated.
You don't
I get
say,
treated
hey,
like
let's throw a
crap from
camera in
both
front
sides
of
of the
you and
political
have you do
aisle.
mass recruitment for our political party while everyone over here is calling for civil war. It's unhinged. When you've got people like Matt Walsh of the Daily Wire,
we're talking to a guy who said he'd be okay with his own parents getting killed if they went to that Trump rally where that assassination
Yeah, and
attempt
we're talking
happened.
to a
There's
woman
no
who went
reasoning
on and
with
did
you,
the whole
Destiny.
conservative media
There's no,
outlet with
there's
Tucker
no
Carlson
reasoning
and
with
Glenn
you.
Beck and had nothing bad to say whatsoever. I know where your bread is buttered. I know where
And
your
it was great. I had awesome conversations. I don't regret it at all. I also had a conversation with Jack Posobiec on her take. It was awesome. That's what democracy is about. Having an exchange of ideas. Yeah.
All right, let me bring in.
I don't agree with him on everything, but at least we can have dialogue.
Anna, you're
I think that y'all could have dialogue, Anna, because y'all still suck up to white men that uphold the patriarchy. Y'all suck up to white men that uphold racism and institutions of racism. That's what y'all do. And it don't hurt that most of them gonna see you as a little pretty little thing. So yeah, they want to be in your face. See, I just want to call a spade a spade. All this other shit, I'm not really interested in. Genuinely not. I'll let y'all hear more of the debate before we go to the young men. Oh, no. I want the small bag. The small bag. The hot one and then the hot like the hot fries. All right. Let's keep going.
completely right, by the way. Anna is completely right. And the irony of Charlie Kirk is that he led the way in going in to debate with people who hated him, and he would try and have respectful
Charlie
dialogue.
Kirk beat up
well,
on college students.
unlike
That's all
you,
he did.
Destiny.
Let's be
Let me
real.
bring
Unlike
Andrew
me,
Wilson in.
So do you.
Let me bring in Andrew Wilson.
So do you. You beat up on college students. You're going on a college tour.
Charlie
You're going on a
Kirk is
college
trying to
tour
hold
right
higher
now
level
to
debate
beat
than
up
you guys
on college students. What are you talking about, Destiny? That's what you're doing right this second, is going on a college tour to go beat up on college.
So yeah, you agree that him and Charlie were doing the same thing. That Charlie and him were both going to college students. Going to campuses and getting into verbal disagreements with college students. Yes, and that's okay. Yeah. So what? Yep, it definitely happened. But if you're gonna condemn him for doing it, then certainly you should condemn Mr. Kirk as well. But you didn't, so now we're here. Let's go.
Students. By the way, can I just ask you a question?
I don't
Yes or no?
exclusively beat up on college.
Can you
What are
actually
talking about? I
answer?
debated half
Can you
the
actually
day.
answer?
What do you
Hang
mean
on,
I
calm
beat up-
down.
what do you mean I beat
I
up
just
on
got one
college
question.
students?
I got one question for you, and I want you to actually answer it. Are you glad Charlie Kirk is dead?
No, I don't think anybody in this country should be dying to political violence. It's insane. The past 5 years in
Then
this
just-
country has been crazy. But the
So there you go. He just said it. I don't think that anybody should be dying due to political violence. But instead of them just, harping on that point, they want to bring up all this other shit. Man, that's crazy.
So then why did you say that to your co-host that Trump deserved a bullet? Why did you tell him
to
that?
say until conservatives have to say, hey, we all need to be less violent, there's no purpose in Democrats doing it, because every time Democrats disavow, you further entrench your guys' delusional beliefs that all the violence is coming on the left. Donald Trump can go on TV, he can say, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. They can go on Parler and say, we heard you. They can go to the Capitol and break in and try to insurrect. They can get convicted in front of a jury, and then Donald Trump can pardon them, and we can come out and go, hey guys, why aren't Democrats disavowing violence? And pretend that the problem is coming from the left. Democrats do a disservice to this country by disavowing violence constantly when the president of the United States
Let me respond quickly.
Destiny,
so the thing is, why did you say to your co-host that the bullet was for Trump? Why did you say to your co-host that the best place for the bullet was Trump? Why did you say that?
Why did Donald Trump call
It's a whataboutism. Whataboutism. I'm asking you a question. I can't be whataboutism if it's my question, Destiny.
Why won't Donald Trump
answer the question?
Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this before I cut mics?
Because you don't care.
Destiny,
you don't care that Kirk's dead.
Destiny, allow Andrew to repeat his question. And let him ask the question, then you answer it, okay? Andrew.
No, I want to hear the other side.
Let him ask the question. Let him ask the question, Destiny, and then you answer it. Andrew.
Destiny told his co-host, when asked point blank, if he wanted the bullet to kill Trump, that the worst thing that could have happened was the bullet missing. He said this to Pisco. I watched it, okay? This guy's an obfuscation machine. And if you know what else, Destiny, why should we believe you? I think you are glad Kirk is dead. And all of your tweets seem to prove that. And you would have been happy if Trump was assassinated. You've made that very clear. So why not just be truthful for once in your fucking life and say the truth, that you don't care that Kirk is dead, and you're actually probably glad he is. Isn't that really what's true?
Oh my God, bro. The gaslighting on this bitch is insane, bro. The gaslighting on this bitch is at an all-time high, bro. I mean, it literally makes no fucking sense, bro. Instead of these niggas just saying, we care more about what the come in. They care more about what fucking Destiny thinks more than anybody else. I just don't understand. Let's keep going.
I don't want anybody in this country to die to political violence. I don't think in the United States of America that should be happening. I don't know why it's so hard for the president to say the same. I think it'd be the easiest thing in the world as president. Biden did it for 4 years. Why everything was way cooler when he was here, like in terms of temperature. The Clintons have no problem saying it. Barack Obama has no problem saying it. Kamala Harris has come out and said it. Every Democratic lawmaker and leader has basically come out and said it. But for some reason on the Republican side, it's just civil war, civil war, civil war. And the Republican president of the United States, who has presided over more violence politically in this country, more large protests than any president in all of U.S. history, for some reason can't bring himself to say, all of us need to calm down. And
so did Trump deserve the bullet? Did Trump deserve the bullet?
This is all you care about are the political hit jobs.
Just answer the question, bro. Did Trump deserve the bullet?
Did Donald Trump
deserve the bullet
on his side ever? Did Donald Trump
answer the question? Did Trump deserve the bullet?
You can't answer the question. We're here to play.
No, bro. It's my turn to ask the question. It's your turn to answer. Did Trump deserve the bullet?
Did Trump disavow violence in this country ever?
Did he deserve the bullet? Yes, he's disavowed violence. But again, I just did. Now your turn. Now your turn. It's your turn. Did Trump deserve the bullet?
I never said that. No, I never said that. No.
Okay, except you did to your co-host.
No, I didn't. Oh, wait. When did Donald Trump?
Bro, so much of their conversation was just like this. It made no fucking sense. Like no genuine just conversation, just all yelling and screaming, disrespect. So fucked up, bro. So fucked up. Did you find it yet, Matt?
No.
Keep looking. Let's keep going.
Wait. When did Donald Trump
your exact
disavow
words
violence
to
in
your
this country?
co-host, you lying sack of shit. If he wanted to kill Trump, the
No
worst thing that could have happened was the bullet missing. That's what you said, bro.
Yeah. And this is where, when you're putting YouTubers and tweeters on the same level as the president of the United States, this is why conservatives are absolutely brain broken.
I mean, that's a fact. Why is a conservative? I'm sorry. Why is a podcaster and Donald Trump equivalent right now? Like, why are we? Who gives a fuck what Destiny thinks? When you have the president of the United States doing all type of goofy shit. Sorry, guys. Let's keep going. I was playing Fortnite.
When it comes to violence in this country, and so it'll continue.
But Destiny, Destiny, I'm going to turn
around and be like, I can't believe it.
Destiny,
what's happening here?
Okay, Destiny. If you care so much about political violence in America, why don't you lead the way yourself without mentioning anybody else? Why don't you, Destiny, right now, just outright condemn the murder of Charlie Kirk?
Because we've been doing that for a decade. One side can't turn down the temperature.
You can't
the
do
other
it.
side can't turn down the temperature. If Donald Trump can't, then the left shouldn't until he does.
Got it.
Republicans
Okay, you don't want to do
need
it.
accountability
Okay,
for
Jack-
their actions. They need some responsibility for the insanity.
He had it coming, even though you take none yourself. Let me bring in Jack Posobiec.
We absolutely.
All right, that's enough, Destiny. I'll bring in Jack Posobiec.
Yeah,
Jack.
okay. Nice. Both sides it.
Jack.
Yeah.
What is your response to this?
I forgot I was even muted on here, right? I'm streaming on Instagram too. My bad. So yeah, this debate was crazy, man. It was absolutely insane. I'm gonna keep going. I want to hear more of it. I want to watch the whole thing. That way, when we get to the young boys being disrespectful, we can really contextualize why they felt like they had to be disrespected. I mean, disrespectful. Let's keep going though, man. I'm gonna drop the link too. I'm gonna drop the link. Make sure you guys' audio is good. Make sure everything is good. That way we can have a clear audio. And the reason why is because I'm trying to put these on Apple Podcasts, et cetera, and expand the audience. And I can't do that if the audio fucked up. So let's keep going.
I mean, Piers, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, this type of ideology where you've got someone who's willing to mock Erica, who's been standing strong for her family, for her children, who's just, she will never be able to grow old with Charlie. She will never be able to be with them again, have more children, to have grandchildren, to have those memories, to raise them. It's all gone. Every single moment of that future that they had was gone because someone fired a bullet at Charlie Kirk that said, "Hey, fascist, catch." And now you have people celebrating it. And when you ask people
That's
about
not even
it,
the
they
bullet
say,
that was fired.
"Oh,
How are you lying about this?
Shut
even?
up, Destiny.
Holy
Shut up."
shit, You're
Yeah, now he's resorting to all of this shit. Now he resorting to all of this shit, bro. All this yelling and screaming and shit. Have we confirmed that that's what the bullet said that hit Charlie? Or is he just up here making up more shit so we can feel sympathetic for Charlie? I'm just saying, bro.
You're so shameless, dude. Oh my god, you're not even inside the right bullet. You're such a disgusting piece of shit. Holy fuck.
What a pedantic
Are we?
What a
Are we
Not
even gonna do
pedantic.
this?
This guy's a fucking professional
It's total
lawyer.
pedantry. It's total pedantry. Total
This guy probably
I would like to let
Jesus.
Jack. I would like to let Jack finish his point, please.
Yeah,
and,
it's just
and they'll
random.
claim there's no leftist connection. They'll claim there's no there, and then go so far as to lie and say there's some kind of Christian conservative connection when you could see the writing on the bullet casings. And so, you know, these are very common symbols associated. Whatever. The point is, right? It should be very, very clear. Are we connected with our humanity or are we not? And some people.
No, we're not. We're not. Because when it was time for y'all to connect with y'all humanity about George Floyd, y'all didn't. So, no, we're not. Right? We're not. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. But I'm not. We just, no. We just can't do it, bro. We have to be fair on all sides. That's all. And y'all not being fair. Y'all wasn't fair to George Floyd, and y'all want somebody to be fair to y'all, and it just don't work that way, bro. I personally wish it did. But it don't work that way. There has to be, true democracy has to be rooted in fairness. If it's not, then you're going to have problems like the one y'all having now. That's just the facts. Let's keep going.
People are willing to do that. Anna's been willing to do that. We've done shows together. They've been fine. They've been good. We've jousted. We've done the back and forth. Destiny and I in the past have had shows together where before he kind of took this turn. And you think there are people who can just be willing to stand up for humanity.
You know, Jack, it reminds me a bit of the journey I've gone on, very different circumstances, but the Israel-Hamas war. The reason I asked everybody on the pro-Palestinian side for months after the war started, do you condemn what Hamas did, is I think it was very enlightening as to the humanity of the person by how they responded. If their immediate response was, of course I do, the mass murder of civilians on October the 7th was a horrendous atrocity, then we can move on to an intellectually honest debate. If they refuse to condemn what Hamas did, it's a completely different debate. And similarly, right now, I feel if you can't condemn a lot of what the IDF are doing, frankly, it's my opinion, in Gaza, then the same thing. If you're unequivocal.
No, we don't see. And when you say your opinion, no, we don't have to agree with your opinion. Yes, we condemn what happened to Charlie Kirk, but we don't have to agree with your opinion. Sorry, you're not even American. Why should we give a fuck about how you feel anyway? Why? You're not even American, bro. The fuck? I'd be so confused, bro. So confused.
Like it's all fine with 20,000 plus kids being killed, then I've got a problem with that too. But I do think you've got to try and maintain in all of these debates a modicum of humanity about people who are actually being killed. And what is terrifying about the mindset of a lot of people on the woke left I've seen since Charlie Kirk's death is the brazen glee that they're taking to his murder. And then when I see even Destiny, who's a very well-followed person on the internet, well-known, when Destiny, frankly, if you can't bring yourself just to say the murder was horrific and should never have happened, it's a very simple sentence. It's just basic humanity. It really makes me despair for where everything is going, because it's indicative of the mindset of, I can't give an inch to my political opponents, therefore I lose my humanity. How can that be right?
Because you can't give an inch to political opponents that won't recognize or acknowledge anything they've done is wrong. It's all it's done is gotten us here. This is where we're at because of that exact mindset. Will any of the conservatives here acknowledge the conservative that murdered Melissa Hortman and her husband and shot the other senator in Minnesota?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
just about all conservative shooter. No. That it was a conservative shooter.
I don't know the details on that particular case. If I did, and it turned out that it was,
of course they don't. Of course they don't. We don't know the details on that particular case. They never do. They never know the details about what's really going on. They only know what they want to know. Remember they was saying that it was a fucking Arabic that shot Charlie first? Child. I know the Muslim community was looking like, what the fuck, bro? We had shit to do with that shit, but hey, they want to go ahead and make it seem like they really not who the fuck we see that they are, bro. This shit is really insane to me sometimes. Okay. Let me keep going to the video, man. I want y'all to listen in.
Turned out it was the case. Of course, I would say that such violence should be disavowed. The thing is, you can't hold your entire moral standard based on what you think Trump is doing or not doing. What does that have to do with you, Destiny? It has nothing to do with you. You can easily just say, you can lead by example and say, let's all tone down the violence. That's what you want, right?
President of the United States. That's what Democrats have been doing.
Wait, you can't lead by example because you're not the president? That's the stupidest thing I've heard today.
If one side wants to fight and the other side doesn't, then you're going to fight. One side can't decide not to fight.
That makes no sense. What does that have?
What do you mean it makes no sense? Some guy comes up to you to fight, and the other side says, I don't want to. You don't really have the choice there.
Lead by example, then. Lead by example.
You can't lead by example. That's called dying.
You can.
Actually, I actually thought. Let me jump in.
Because you're actually having.
Let me jump in here. I actually felt that Anna hit the nail on the head here, which is she did not need to wait for Donald Trump to comment on this to make her own mind up about what had happened. That is intellectual honesty, right? Yes, it may have been somebody that she totally disagreed with on many issues. The simple, humane thing to do with any event like this is to ask yourself, how do I personally feel about it? Not what does Donald Trump think about it, or what does Joe Biden think about it, or what does Timbuktu think about it? It's what do I personally feel about this? It didn't take me very long, Destiny, to understand that I felt repulsed by the execution of somebody in cold blood with his wife and 2 young children there watching. It's a human reaction. I don't need to know what Donald Trump thinks about it at all. I don't understand why you need to wait for him before your own humanity.
I don't need to wait for anybody. No, you're not asking how we feel about it. You're asking what the public statements should be. And the public statements should be the president of the United States.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're asking me for a public statement.
I'm
right
asking,
now.
where is your humanity? You can't
just
say.
Destiny was right again. You're not asking my feelings. You're asking me to condemn it. So you are asking for a public statement. He's right. That's what I'm saying. Destiny's smarter than y'all gave him credit for. That motherfucker smart as hell. He know how to debate, bro. He genuinely know how to debate. So, I mean, Anna, the disingenuous conversations about Charlie Kirk I don't know, like, how long are y'all going to have them? When are we going to be honest about some of the white males that exist in y'all society and they spew propaganda that has racist undertones? See, I never called them a racist. I just said they spew propaganda and rhetoric that has a lot of racial undertones, and that's a fact.
The murder
your
was
humanity,
wrong.
Piers? You guys are playing into this exactly. I think you probably know it. I think Cornell was right about this. You know where your bread is buttered as well. You guys play into this. It's insane to me that the president of the United States can't say, hey, all of us need to be less violent. We all need to calm the fuck down. That the president of the United States can't say this, but you will endlessly scour Twitter and YouTube for leftists to bring on and say, don't you guys disavow the violence? It's absolutely absurd to me.
You know, Cornell West should have stayed in his seat. We were debating free speech, actually, and whether
Let me finish.
And whether the overuse of words like Hitler, Nazis, and fascists was actually empowering deranged young minds to think they were battling actual new Hitler, Nazis, and fascists. And actually, when Andrew pointed out to Cornell that he had used the phrase neo-fascist about Trump, that's when Cornell decided he couldn't take part in the debate anymore. When he was reminded of
Damn, now you got to diss Cornell like he left because he just couldn't handle the fucking debate. Child. That's why you can't trust him. You can't trust him. It's clear as day that you can't trust him. And the reason why y'all keep doing it, I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, Darrel, you're being divisive right now. Yep. Just like Charlie Kirk was. Nothing more, nothing less.
Something he had said. He didn't try and deny it. He just said, I don't want to have this debate, and left.
Piers, how long have you been in the United States, like following our politics?
Over 20 years, I've lived and worked in America.
Okay, if you've lived and
living and working in America doesn't mean you follow the politics. That just means you lived and worked in America. That's what I'm saying, bro. You really can't make this shit up these days. You can't. Let's keep going.
in America, I grew up as a conservative listening to Rush Limbaugh and to Glenn Beck and to Billy Cunningham and to Sean Hannity. You're going to sit here and pretend like Democrats are the ones that started the name calling? I heard them call Obama and the Clintons socialists and communists.
When did I say that?
Heard them call, I'm just saying, why are we pretending that some people...
I'm saying, why would Cornell West, why would Cornell West walk out on a debate when we're literally talking about the importance of speech? Makes no sense to me.
If speech is important, then the president should exercise it more cautiously.
So should you.
Republicans have been... You can't stop
You've got millions of followers and you think it's fine to show them you're mocking a widow.
You cannot choose for your opponent not to fight you.
Fine.
If Republicans won't turn down the rhetoric, then who cares? Donald Trump should have used the rhetoric that led her to be killed. 2 days before she died.
Who cares that you mocked a grieving widow?
This is all, it's just virtue signaling. You guys are excited about it. You guys love it.
How is it that you said this guy can't possibly be a leftist?
It's exciting to you. It's insane to me.
Yeah. No, how is it that you said this guy can't be a leftist because he grew up in a white Christian household when you grew up in a white Christian household by your own admission just now and you're a fucking leftist, Destiny?
I'm 36 years old. This guy was 22 and he lived it.
What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything?
I had 20 years to separate myself from my parents' ideology. I didn't live with them still. Jesus.
So 6 months, 1 year, 20 years? Why does it matter how long it took to separate? You just got to say it was impossible. And you yourself are a leftist who grew up in a Christian conservative household, dude. You're the worst hypocrite I've ever seen.
Hold on, I'm sorry. You think that a 22-year-old has as much time to separate himself from the ideology that he grew up with as a 36-year-old?
Didn't say it.
You just made the comparison dipshit. It's not.
Every time Andrew Wilson speaks, it's the same thing, bro. He overtalked people. He disrespectful. Like, I be able to believe that he just don't want to have a conversation with people. That like he feel like he can be disrespectful whenever he wants to, and he don't want to have a conversation. He just want to come up and call you absurdities. That's it. That's it, bro. That's all he be on. Let's keep going.
Radicalized. Look at you.
Let me jump in. Let me ask Jack. Jack, you know the Kirk family well. You've been around the Kirk family, I think, since this is appalling murder has happened. When you hear Destiny saying, who cares about the fact that he openly, publicly mocked Erica Kirk, a grieving widow, within literally a day or two of her husband being murdered, how does that make you feel as a friend of the family?
It's very angry, Piers. You know, And here's the thing: is she's seeing all of it. She's going to see all of it. Her kids are going to watch this video one day. It's just that's sort of the nature of reality now. They will see all of this, and they will see the reaction. And I just hope that those of us who knew Charlie, worked with Charlie, who knew Charlie beyond the, TikToks and short videos, can also be there for those kids as they grow up to let them know who their dad was.
And
kids are going to grow up and watch old episodes of Piers Morgan uncensored. How performative is this? Is everybody here? Do we all get like a...
It's very performative. Extremely performative. This whole shit has been performative this entire time. Fear says not saying anything he just want people to know he's still there. That's a fact.
Script before the show? What?
You're
watch a lot of old episodes of the
so
JFK.
embarrassing. You make the left look so bad, and you don't even realize it. You are seriously so embarrassing.
Okay, yeah.
God.
You can talk to your best friend.
You really are. I mean, like,
later,
do you
have a
feel?
30-minute conversation about it, Anna.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will talk to Glenn Beck about it. Oh, is that naughty? Is it
How
naughty?
many conversations have you had with Nick? You had more conversations with Nick than anyone.
So mean. Oh no, not the meanies on Twitter.
How many more lawsuits are you going to face from women that you allegedly secretly recorded during intimate moments? Destiny, I can't believe anyone takes you seriously. You're disgusting. You're embarrassing, and you should be shunned from public life with your disgusting treatment of all sorts of people, including young left-wing girls, women that you victimize allegedly. Yeah, that's who you are. You're embarrassing. You embarrass the left. You're the type of person who pushes people away from the left. Make sure you understand that. You're embarrassing. There's no morality with you. There's no grounding values. There's no principles. All you want is attention, 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 attention. That's all you want. All you want. Endless attention. Say disgusting, provocative garbage.
Another friendly conversation with other mainstream conservative commentators. You're such a leftist, but those people on Twitter are so mean.
Having a debate or dialogue doesn't automatically mean that you agree with everything they have to say. It means you're coming together
when you sit down and you're
exchanging ideas and debating them. No, I don't agree with everything they have to say. What are you talking about? I don't agree with everything they have to say. But I'm an adult. I can sit down and have a mature debate or conversation.
You have no disagreements about anything on the right? Yeah, that's called.
I do have criticisms for the left. I have tons of criticisms for the right. Tons of criticisms. I'm obviously
they don't seem to come out much when you're talking to
I obviously have a huge problem with the unending, unmitigated support for Israel, regardless of the genocide they're engaging in. I have all sorts of disagreements with the right. That doesn't mean I'm going to dehumanize them and cheer on the slaughter of my fellow Americans because we have disagreements on politics. You're embarrassed.
I wish anybody here had the same energy for the president of the United States, but that's good. I'm glad you guys are focused where it really counts on Twitter.
Dude, you have like TDS, you are like the prototype of TDS. It's unbelievable. You wake up every morning and you decide your behavior is going to hinge on Trump.
Tell me more about the dancing Israelis and building
have a little bit of
how the
humanity.
Jews all knew about 9/11 and they all want us to go to war.
You're a sociopath.
Let me bring
in Jack again. Not once. Don't make things up, you disgusting prick.
Let me bring in Jack again. Jack, Peter Navarro earlier was talking about directly to Elon Musk about, in his view, the urgent need for Elon Musk to detoxify X, given that he owns the platform, and that he blamed X for a lot of the toxicity in public discourse. What do you feel about that?
Well,
I think that Charlie doing public discourse was a good thing. Well, I wish he just would have protected himself more, considering all the hateful speech that he was spewing out. So, I mean, it is what it is.
I think there's obviously a tension between, standing and wanting free dialogue and freedom of speech, but also maintaining a line beyond calling for violence and calling for direct violence or direct criminal activity. So, X in its original Twitter fashion, if you go all the way back to, 2012, 2010, when it was really getting going, they used to pretty much the main things that were banned or would get taken down or get accounts banned were posting of direct addresses of people's or doxing or posting direct threats to violence. And so I think there needs to be that line set of this is acceptable discourse. This is a back and forth, but the idea that a direct call for violence should be banned, I think that's something that I would support.
Andrew, what do you feel about the social media?
If that's the case, we're going to have to ban damn near every white podcast that exists. Because they calling for violence against immigrants right now. They want ICE to go out there and round them motherfuckers up right now. Kids can't even go to school, all kinds of shit. Man, fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, aspect of all this. Do you think that it is culpable to a degree in the surging toxicity of debate about these things?
Look, social media is a tool. And what social media has done right now is it's allowed us to get a glimpse into leftist ideology, finally. Yeah. And we get to see the insane madness that was always there. And the fact of the matter is that, you know, here on the panel right this second, you have a guy who celebrated a multitude of these types of things, including telling his co-host that basically Trump, the worst place that the assassin could have put the bullet was anywhere other than Trump. I mean, I got the clip of him doing it. And so the thing is like what we've noted now, these people are glad. They're glad. They're happy. They love it. I go on TikTok all the time and I debate with these people. It's very clear that leftists are glad that this happened and that they're going to do everything.
Y'all glad when ICE go pick up people with their kids. Y'all glad when these kids can't go to school because they too scared that ICE gonna come pick them up. Y'all glad when y'all see ICE agents throwing white women around and shit for simply protesting. We don't want to hear shit about that shit right now, Andrew.
They can't promote more of it. And we're supposed to base our behavior on what the president does or doesn't say. What, like if I had Biden derangement syndrome, I couldn't still come out and condemn political violence? Of course I could. But the thing is
I'm just curious, anybody have any words for the fact that Charlie Kirk said that Biden should have been executed?
Leftists collectively can't seem to do that, though. I don't know why they can't seem to do that.
No, that was fine when Charlie Kirk said that.
Anna, I want to mention something to you, which I was going to talk to Cornell West
Charlie
about.
Kirk was a moderate. He was more moderate than a local electrician.
Yeah, nice pivot.
He was more moderate than a local electrician. And you know that.
He said he wanted to see Biden.
You have debated with the worst, and I see you do it. You know.
Biden executed. Okay, give me a
no. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. He said if you violate criminality in criminal laws, then that will be the case.
I want to ask Anna.
There's not what's performative. What's performative?
Wait, so if I say, oh well, you know, I think that guy was a criminal, therefore the execution is okay. Somehow that makes everything fine with no investigation, no criminal charges.
You say all the time that your political opponent should be in jail and highest extent of the law. You say it all the time. What are you talking about?
Sorry, no, that's
saying the word performative doesn't mean anything.
The National Guard right now.
Oh, it's just performative.
Investigations into
oh, that's just performative.
I want to bring Anna back in. I want to bring Anna back in. Okay, I want to bring Anna back in because the president-elect of the Oxford Union, probably the most premier debate.
These motherfuckers, you know, they can't have a regular conversation. Yeah, why the fuck we talking about Oxford? We don't give a fuck about Oxford. Man, fuck Oxford. The fuck did Oxford have to say about George Floyd? Man, fuck out of here, bro. Fear the panel was being ran by Piers Morgan, and he letting everybody else interrupt, but when somebody else interrupt Jack, specifically if Destiny interrupt, there's a problem. They act like we can't see these biases. Shit's crazy, man.
Society in the world. I've done it several times myself. George Aberonye reportedly posted he did post several comments in a WhatsApp group appearing to celebrate the murder of Charlie Kirk. One said, Charlie Kirk got shot. Let's fucking go. Another one was, I think, LOL. This guy is going to be the president of the Oxford Union Debating Society, and yet he is celebrating the murder of somebody he literally debated himself in the Oxford Union in May. I found that terrifying. I mean, he shouldn't still be in the job, because how can you possibly be the head of a debating society when you think the way to debate with people is murder them if they don't agree with you? But again, the gleeful celebration. This is supposedly one of the brightest students in Britain. You know, president of the new Oxford Union Debating Society.
Oh, because he black.
He can't be that bright.
He can't be that bright. He can't be that bright. Bitch, don't he go to Oxford? That's what I'm saying, bro. Fuck Anna and fuck the young Turks now. It is what it is. I'm standing on business. Shout out to the young man at Oxford. Y'all mad he said, go do something about it. How the fuck we got a fucking Englishman trying to run shit everywhere in America too, bro? It's crazy.
If he's not considering what a political assassination could potentially lead to. Because where does this end? And that's like one of my biggest issues with a portion of the left. Their inability to see past the current moment, right? You're celebrating it, but what's the long-term goal here? Is the long-term goal to just have to descend to an environment of endless political assassinations and violence? And if we're gonna have the left go up against the right in terms of violence, in terms of bloodshed, in terms of shootings, I don't know. I would just venture to say that the right is probably going to do a better job in, taking people out than the left is. This is just.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Did you just openly admit that the right is gonna be killing niggas faster because y'all more dangerous? Child. Hold on.
Assassinations and violence. And if we're going to have the left go up against the right in terms of violence, in terms of bloodshed, in terms of shootings, I don't know. I would just venture to say that the right is probably going to do a better job in, taking people out than the left is. This is just a really disgusting, sick ideology, and we need to move away from it. And again, I want to emphasize your personal behavior, the way you choose to behave and respond to things on a day-to-day basis has an impact. Okay, be the change you want to see in the world. So when you have a huge audience, and that audience of young people who look up to you, who feel inspired by you, hear you essentially minimize political violence or even make excuses for it or deflect by blaming Trump for everything, well, you're essentially indoctrinating people to support and normalize political violence. We can't be doing that. I don't care how people behave on the right. That's not going to have an impact on how I personally choose to behave. I want to be better than that. I want to preach dialogue, okay, debate, have these conversations. And, Charlie Kirk, the last debate he and I had, Destiny would like you to believe that I agree with the right on everything. I don't agree with the right on everything. We debated about whether or not you have to have children in order to care about the future of this country. So we have a debate, and it's fine. He has a right to his opinions. I have the right to mine. If you care about democracy, the democratic process is reliant on having these types of conversations and reliant on not resorting to violence because you're unable to articulate your arguments effectively against the other side. That's what I see this assassination as. Again, it was cowardice. It was disgusting. It was cold-blooded murder, and no one should be celebrating it, and no one should be mocking the family members of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
I mean, that last part I agree with. I agree with the last part for sure.
Very well said. I just want to thank all the panel for joining me. Jack, I want to say to you, I can tell by your demeanor today how profoundly impacted you've been by your friend's murder. God. And I'm just very sorry to you as his friend that you've had to endure what must have been a hellish week. And
actual ghouls.
I'd like to send my very best to the family who I know you talked to. And I'm sorry for...
Shut the fuck up, Piers. Now that we done with that video, guys. Okay? I'm gonna put a thumbnail down. Now we're done with that video. Now we have to, let me see. I'm gonna call my wife, see what she's doing. Let me call my wife. I need some water. My chips. These chips hot as hell.
Yeah, man.
Hey, babe, bring me a Red Bull up.
Okay, you gotta give me a second. I'm going to hop on.
Okay.
But I already know.
All right, love you. Bye. Child, we don't give a fuck about what you talking about, Andrew, or you Piers. Y'all niggas are bandits of the highest accord. But now I want to show you guys a video of Destiny going to a college campus and they wasn't fucking with Destiny at all. And they bring up what happened in this debate. And I want y'all to see how these young white males are acting, right? That's all I want y'all to see. You, fucking Destiny is live right now, talking about being demonetized off YouTube. The title says YouTube demonetization, future project, Unfuck America. So part of the Unfuck America tour was this right here, right? I want to show you guys the video, and unfortunately, hopefully he don't, strike a player, right? Hoping Destiny don't strike a player, but I gotta show y'all this one. You know what? I'm gonna just do it like this. Look closely. I want y'all to see how these men are treating other Americans, but they want people to respect Charlie Kirk.
Do you think most school shooters were white men? It's all part of the narrative, dude. Yeah, the narrative. It's all part of the narrative, and you know it.
Go ahead, preach. We're
you know it. Go ahead. They said that the guy that shot Charlie was a Republican.
Can you answer
he
me
wasn't.
Trans people are such effective assassins. Why do you kick them all out of the military?
Well, looking at this one right here, I want to get this thing a gun.
Get the fuck out of here. Get this loser out of here. Are you serious? Why are you pointing out people in the audience? You're bullying people. Are you serious?
At the aftermath of this.
So just in the first 20 seconds, you saw a trans person get attacked. I wouldn't give this thing right here a fucking gun. Oh my God. Now, if something happened to his bitch ass, you know what they gonna say? He deserved to do whatever he wanted to do. It shouldn't have been nothing, bullshit, nothing. How about you calm your little bitch ass down and try to have dialogue? Oh, I forgot. You can't. Because you're a fucking supremacist. Let's keep going.
Are the narrative, and you know it.
Go ahead, preach. We're in church
You
right
know
now.
it.
Go ahead.
They said that the guy that shot Charlie was a Republican.
Can you answer me
He
this?
wasn't.
Trans people are such effective assassins. Why do we kick them all out of the military?
Well, looking at this one right here, I want to get this thing gone.
Get the out of here. Get this loser out of here. Are you serious? Why are you pointing out people in the audience? You're bullying people. Are you serious?
At the aftermath.
And again, we want everybody to love Charlie, but we hate trans people. We want everybody, thank you, daughter. We want everybody to love Charlie, but we hate trans people. Wow. That's the message that y'all think is going to get everybody to start being on some positive shit? On some cool shit? You think that's the way? I wouldn't give this fucker a gun. I wouldn't give this person a gun. Well, thank God you're not in charge. Little white man, thank God you're not in charge, because clearly he a demon. But I got work to do. I can't just be talking to y'all. So let's go ahead and keep going. All right. I'm going to pause it momentarily. We're going to have some people come up. All right. But if you want to come up, you got to let me know in the chat who you are first. Say, hey, drop the link. And I will drop the link. If not, then I'm not dropping no links. Let's get it.
This event, Charlie Kirk has almost become a martyr for the right. You think that the killing of conservatives and the fear of conservatives to be killed is going to turn down the temperature of their leaders. But I was just at the vigil, and I'll tell you what, the temperature has only risen. So why do you think that the temperature is going to go down for leaders like Donald Trump that, you know, I saw you at the plaza speaking about earlier, clearly not turning down their rhetoric at all?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think.
So I'm gonna let you guys just hear this. I don't want to get striked, so I'm going to just put the banner up again. Let's go.
The rhetoric is going to turn down because I don't think Donald Trump has any desire to turn it down. I think the left has been disavowing violence and calling for a decrease in the rhetoric for like the past decade. And for some reason, Republicans seem completely and utterly
As you can see, the audience over there, they can't even be respectful and let these two have a genuine dialogue. They hate Destiny so much that they must boo him, interrupt, and heckle the entire fucking show. So let me go ahead and tell you all that. Like for this next part, like this next portion where Destiny is debating college students, there's going to be complete disrespect the entire time. You've been warned. Let's go.
willing to do it. For everybody that's saying bullshit right now, I welcome you to go look at Joe Biden's Twitter to see what Kamala Harris has said, see what Barack Obama has said, and then you can go ahead and post me what Donald Trump has said in response to everything, which is just a call for more violence, basically, on the right.
So I understand what you were saying earlier. You were saying that the left doesn't have a need to disavow, like that should be on the conservatives. But I feel like
I think everybody should disavow, to be clear.
Everybody should disavow. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm speaking with you.
That's great, but what about the president?
But what I'm getting at, it's not about the president. It's not about the leadership. It's about you promoting this violence, saying that conservatives need to be afraid of dying at events. That is what I take issue with.
It has nothing to do with conservatives. Oh,
Destiny never said that conservatives should die at events. What Destiny said was conservatives should be worried, especially with them spewing hateful propaganda. They should be worried about their, especially in my opinion, this is not Destiny, this is me, especially their white brothers who like Tyler Robinson, right? Y'all should be having some level of security. I wouldn't do those shows no more. I would do online shows. Are y'all not worried about y'all lives? Are y'all not worried about y'all families? Do it mean nothing to you at all? Why y'all think this is a faceless channel? Y'all don't gotta know who I am. Those who know who I am know who I am. If you don't know, then it don't matter. I'm the Daily Rundown. That's who I am. Because when you try to be out here in the open, guess what?
They can call the radical left, all that bullshit. These people on Trump's side will dox your ass in a heartbeat and won't think twice. It won't give a fuck. They won't give a fuck at all. Let's keep going.
Violent conflict for political beliefs in the United States is not good for anybody. I feel like that here exists on the left. Nobody wants to see the violence. For some reason, it feels like the right feels like they're invincible and that they can go out and say the craziest things and invite like all of the conflict that Donald Trump is still pushing. You can say it. I mean, just look at what Donald Trump says. I invite somebody up here to tell me how Donald Trump is disavowed violence without blaming Biden or the left. When you come up here, no one's going to have anything to say because he hasn't done it. It's absolutely insane to me. So I don't know if the feeling is just that the right is inviting conflict. They don't think it's a big deal. I can't tell. I genuinely can't tell.
I mean, I think the temperature that I'm gathering, and while, as a conservative, I don't follow the demagogues on the right.
You don't follow the leader of your party, the political party?
They're not my party. I'm a conservative, but I'm also registered as an independent. And the thing that I kind of want to...
That's what they are saying now. I'm a conservative, but I'm a registered independent. None of them actually voted for Trump. None of them are actually Republican. All of them now are conservatives who are independent. All of them. It's almost like the Republican side didn't win by having Republicans support them. Oh, my bad. Independent conservatives, child.
The thing that I want to ask you is you need to make a statement very firmly condemning violence. And when you say things and you go on Piers Morgan and you continually say that the right needs to disavow, so do you. All of us need to. That's the point of this tour.
You've been disavowing for 10 years. The right refuses to do it.
It's not about, my question is not about left versus right. My question is about your recent remarks. That's all I'm trying to get at.
If you don't even care what the president has to say on violence, why do you care what I have to say? I'm not even part of your political movement.
I do not care.
There's an unserious
I
conflict.
also
If you don't
care.
Why do you care what I say?
Because they trying to get a gotcha moment. That's all. They trying to get a gotcha moment. That's it. They want to make a moment to say, yeah, I got destiny in a debate. It's not really about having a genuine conversation at all. Never has been, never will be. Let's stop playing, man. Let's get back to the video.
Also care what the president says. My point is that
you guys should ask him to turn it down.
I also think, Destiny, that you have a role in doing this because you represent.
You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
You don't think so, and you have such a big platform. You're the biggest voice here.
In the United States, not as big as J.D. Vance, not as big as Nancy Mace, not as big as all these lawmakers, cabinet members, presidents, vice presidents, podcasters, alternative media guys on the right, everybody from the Daily Wire, Steve Bannon and his show. All of these guys are saying the left is the enemy. The radical left Democrats are the one that causes this. They had a whole conspiracy led out about who the shooter was before they even knew who anything about him at all.
Destiny.
So I'm sorry, like the idea that you're up here saying like, well, your rhetoric is responsible is a joke.
I don't believe that your rhetoric is responsible at all. I'm saying that the promotion of this continual rhetoric will only feed into the right. This is only feeding into the people that you are saying to disavow violence.
Feed in I want everybody in this country to disavow violence. How does that feed into the right?
I was at the rally.
No, can you explain? When I say I want everybody in this country to be able to disavow violence, how does that feed into the right?
When you say that conservatives need to be afraid of dying at events that turn down the temperature.
I've said that everybody should have a healthy fear of political violence. We shouldn't want it to happen.
So then say everybody. You should have said that.
You've said this for over a decade, but you guys don't hear it.
Then
you're
why?
Not, you're not connected to reality.
I'm not connected to reality.
You're not connected to reality.
Masturbate?
How many BLM rioters did Joe Biden pardon? Exactly. How many J6ers did Donald Trump pardon? What kind of a message is it sending to your base to say that you can commit violence on my behalf to install me as a leader, and if you get caught, I'll pardon you?
There's a lot of implicit assumptions.
I mean, no, that's a good point to bring up. Donald Trump did pardon a whole bunch of people who, if we being perfectly honest, I mean, they committed awful fucking crimes. They went to the Capitol building and broke in that motherfucker. They went to the Capitol building and broke in that motherfucker, bro. Didn't even think twice about it. Didn't even think twice about it. I think they said it was like 2,000 deep too. They was deep as fuck, bro. Bro, I don't give a fuck if nobody said they had a small army. They had a small army and they was going fucking crazy. Let's keep going though. I want y'all to hear more about this debate, man. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Shout out to Accept Nation for holding it down in the chat.
That you're making. You're assuming that I support January 6th. You're assuming that I support. Yeah, but you're generalizing me as a part of the Republican right. When I'm standing here, I'm standing here with a club, and we are trying to promote dialogue here. That's all I'm concerned about, and all I'm asking you is that as a conservative, where I have faced this fear for years, where I've also dealt with threats of violence. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this, because I also don't stand with the demagogues that are calling for violence against the left as well.
That's fine. But so if you say that violence is the thing that worries you, if I were to go through your Twitter account, is there a single tweet of yours criticizing the president for his rhetoric?
I don't use Twitter. I don't engage in online rhetoric because I think that it's pointless.
This is an unserious question.
This is not an unserious question whatsoever. I don't need to use Twitter to be engaged in politics when I'm part of large political organizations on campus. I'm engaging with my enemies in person, not on the screen. That's what matters.
No, that's not what matters, because y'all found Destiny, y'all found Charlie Kirk and all these people on the screen. Stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. Stop, we gotta stop playing games, bro. Like the internet don't matter. But then if the internet don't matter, then why the fuck are y'all trying to say that his audience and his platform and all the rest of this shit matters? Why? Oh, I forgot. Because y'all want his audience to believe that Charlie Kirk was a good guy, and I'm sorry that they just not gonna ever believe that. Ever. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Just a quick note, if you're not asking a question, you can't be in the aisles. We need them clear for ADA something. Safety.
Believe me, it's great to meet Destiny.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, you need both mics, okay? Okay.
I need both mics. It's a technical issue. Yes. Real question here. Sorry, I hate you with the Trump. Believe me, Destiny, you're not the master debater. You never have been. Quite frankly.
Okay, hold on. We need a question.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask a question. Serious question with the name of your movement. It was the first thing that I saw. I knew nothing about your movement. I watched you on my TV earlier this week. I thought what you said was pretty intellectual, and I enjoyed what you said. Why unfuck America? Because my semantic question is, how do you unfuck something? Once you have thoroughly done the deed. No, seriously. Once you have done the deed, it's like the Virgin Mary is no longer a virgin after that point. That's just, I just don't know what's your point with that?
Well, you're gonna have to ask the people in charge of branding. It's not my name, so
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, my bad.
That's fine.
One last question, and then we got to move on.
Do you agree with that sentiment then? Unfuck America. Could you explain what that means to you? Because with Charlie Kirk and Turning Point, he said, we're going to make a turning point in culture for youth. For you, what does unfuck America mean in your words?
For me personally, I think that right now we are living in, it's already been demonstrated, completely and totally separate realities at this point, to where we can't even agree on what's happened on either side. And if we have an inability to connect on even basic facts, I don't know how we have any conversation to move literally any aspect of the country forward. Yeah. For me, I wish that there was better reporting. I wish that conservatives, weren't so complicit with Donald Trump lying about literally every single thing that comes out of his mouth. I wish that, a lot of the media environment needs to be fixed, especially on the conservative side.
How do you unfuck something? Because my feeling as an American is we are in this position, right or left. We have fucked the country. How do we unfuck it besides a culture war? And I don't know if you know Curtis Yarvin. He's an obscure figure on the right, and he says there is no winning a culture war. And even being here, I applaud the debate, but how do we win a culture war like this, where it's constantly, like you said, we can't even agree on the same facts? So where do you see this going? How do you unfuck something?
There's a role for tons of different people involved. It might be advocating for a politician you believe in at some local level, state level, federal level. It might be a guy who makes video essays. It might be people that run political clubs on campuses. But at some point, people in America are going to have to make better decisions, and decisions with more integrity about what it means to be involved in politics, that it's more than just a hobby or a game, or that it's more than just sniping headlines, or that it's more than just telling whatever lies the most convenient on your side. But absent people willing to do that, I guess we just continue to go in the direction we're going.
Can I keep talking?
We got to move on. You can line back up, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it. Best of luck.
Yeah.
I wanted to commend you for doing this. Just getting up in front of people and talking instead of violence is exactly what we need and exactly what both sides should be doing. My question was about, sorry, something you said earlier this week on the Piers Morgan show. You said, if you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump shouldn't have been president for a second term. Why would you say that? And what did you mean by that?
Because I think Donald Trump is constantly using the most violent and the most extreme rhetoric possible. I don't understand how you can continually support somebody who, laughs about people dying in boats in Venezuela, who laughs about bombing Iran, even though we're supposed to be the country of no new wars, a guy who, at every opportunity he has to take a different path, he continues to make statements basically encouraging violence. On Fox and Friends, they asked him twice if he would disavow violence, and he can't do it without blaming the left or talking about Joe Biden, who makes jokes about invading other countries, who calls.
And again, yeah, I remember when this one politician, or maybe he was a comedian, he called Puerto Rico a floating pile of garbage. Like, they say so much fucked up shit and then get mad when something is said that's fucked up about their side. I just feel like either we all gonna be fucked up together or we all gonna be good together. We can't be sitting around blaming Joe Biden and blaming everybody else. I saw Barack Obama condemn the murder. I saw Joe Biden condemn the murder. And I saw Kamala Harris condemn what happened to Charlie Kirk. They all did. So I don't understand what the fuck is going on right now. I just don't understand it, bro. It's like for years they was talking about George Floyd and him taking fentanyl. You made fun of this man while after he died and his fucking daughter was in the spotlight. But now y'all want some type of sympathy. I don't know. I can't relate, bro. I don't know. Like, when I go demon time, I'm expecting people to go demon time too. That's the whole point of us creating conflict. Otherwise, it'll automatically be, what happened to George Floyd was bad. God rest his soul. He had a family. He had a daughter. Like y'all do with Charlie Kirk. But y'all not doing that. Y'all not standing on that same energy. And I don't like that shit.
All Democrats, radical leftist lunatics who plays games with FEMA, who won't, even have the basic decency to call Tim Walz and give them some condolences over the assassinated Minnesota senators. I mean, when you're voting for this over and over again, and you think it's epic and based and hilarious, and then the political violence in this country has been ramping up over the past 5 years, and nobody is paying attention to it because anytime it happens on the right, on the conservative side, you guys memory hole it and you mean it away, and then you come back to hope the next one is about a left-leaning person, and then we'll talk about that. And then here we are. So, how about the Buffalo shooter that had a 180-page manifesto on the Great Replacement theory? Yeah, you don't even remember about this. How about the two people that were killed in Minnesota recently by, it wasn't by a leftist. It wasn't absolutely. The guy told his whole family to register to vote for Trump.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, there was a school shooting that just happened in Colorado. The whole January 6th event from start to finish. All of those convictions were all pardoned by Trump.
That's just going to encourage that.
Sorry, what?
It's going to encourage it if you just keep talking to the crowd.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what we're here for.
You mentioned the Buffalo shooter. There are such a minuscule fraction of centrists and right-wing people that are going to support somebody like that. That is, some of those things are on the left, but some of them are also on the right. Not everybody. Neither radical is good. But when you go on a show like that and you say, all right, one of the major two parties, there were two candidates. You elected one, and because of that, Charlie Kirk was shot. You should have elected my candidate. That is exactly what it sounds like you're saying.
You have to elect my candidate. There are other people
I don't
in the
agree with
primary as well.
everything Donald Trump says. I don't agree with a lot of what he says or what he does. He should disavow violence. He should do a lot of these things. But going on there and saying, okay, you voted, half of the country voted for this. You are the reason Charlie died. You should have not voted for this side of the party. That's exactly what it sounds like on national television.
Okay, what's the problem? What's the problem? If you promote violence, then when violence comes to you, then yeah, you're gonna have to take some kind of some form of accountability in that. I'm not saying that Donald Trump being in office led to this happening, because I don't actually believe that. I don't believe that at all. But what I do believe is Donald Trump being in office, along with Charlie Kirk's propaganda and rhetoric and hateful speech, it led to others being radicalized. Because if he can say hateful shit, then I can. And I think that's where they fucked up at. That's why Dr. King wasn't running around calling for the execution of KKK leaders. It wasn't doing that shit, bro. He believed that everybody should live in harmony. But y'all don't believe in harmony. Y'all be on goofy shit. Let's keep going.
And I'm sorry if that's offensive, but at some point when we grow up, we have to realize that politics isn't just a game. It's offensive. You're offended. You're upset about it, and you should be. But when you vote for people, you're voting for very real things to happen. People getting deported from the country isn't a joke. Doing terrorists that are destroying parts of our economy isn't a joke. Yeah, I mean, clap away for it. That's it. I mean, that's on you. I mean, even you guys as fucking fiancés are getting deported. You guys are, laughing at people going on about it. It's absolutely insane. So, but I mean, as long as you're willing to clap and laugh and joke about it, that's fine. But don't be surprised, like when other crazy stuff continues to happen in the country. Like it's the direction that you're pushing things. So.
Hold these both?
I'm gonna hold.
Okay. Sorry, 1 sec. We'll stage right. I'm gonna whip them out.
Just come a little bit more forward. We'll just scooch the line up.
I think that anybody who doesn't condemn political violence is just they fucked up. But at the end of the day, I think black people have experienced so much political violence, watching our leaders get assassinated, the rest of this shit. At the end of the day, now they just like, fuck it, we don't care. A lot of them just don't care, and there's really nothing I can do to make them care. It is what it is.
So real quick, I just wanted to ask, this is kind of the same thing as the last one, so I'll try to be brief, but I saw some comments from you saying that, in regards to, events like the Charlie Kirk shooting, that conservatives should be afraid to go to such events. Now,
So
just
hold
going
on,
to say,
wait, just because this
oh,
quote,
please
I like
don't
the
interrupt
quote.
me, good sir.
You can talk as much as you want, okay? The full quote, listen to what I'm saying. Are we here to talk, or are you here to just fucking me? If you're gonna misquote me, I'm gonna correct you, right? I think, thank you, yes. Let me speak, thank you. What I'm saying is that
I'm gonna get
everybody,
I promise.
Sir, I don't make 30-second videos. I'm not on Jesse Waters, okay? Can I have my one-on-one conversation? Can I have my one-on-one conversation, please? Let me have my one.
Yeah, it's crazy because they acting like a whole bunch of niggas in there. They acting like a whole bunch of niggas in there, bro. They acting like a whole bunch of hyenas. Let me roll my blunt up, bro. Let me roll my blunt up.
Hey, I want the speaker. I want to honor his time. So I need you guys to if you want to talk to Steven, just come up in the line, okay? I want to honor the speaker's time.
All I'm saying is that everybody should be afraid of political violence. It's not good. Nobody should cheer it on you.
I'm sorry, I was speaking, It must have been hard to tell because you were talking. But now. All right, settle down. I'm not that funny. Now, in regard to those comments, which I just mentioned, I guess first, how is that unfucking America? Second, that seems like a horrible thing to say. And third, was it worth getting fired from Twitch?
Like I said, these kids want to do nothing else but get a gotcha moment. That's all they wanted. Fucking Destiny got kicked off Twitch 3 years ago before Charlie Kirk was even murdered. So what the fuck, bro? They acting like he got kicked off Twitch because of the situation with Charlie Kirk. Child.
So my Twitch ban was 3 years ago. You're the dipshit that fell for that because you couldn't bother to fact check anything, like you don't do with any conservative media. Ironically enough, the thing I was banned from Twitch for had to do with attacking trans people. So, double irony there. For your other two questions, I never made that quote, so I have nothing to respond to. So what's the next person?
Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Then what about the lawsuit right now for showing some girl's nudes to someone that you're
Listen, anybody can file a civil lawsuit for any reason. What about the lawsuit where your president was held civilly liable for raping a woman? Seems like you don't care much about lawsuits, so do the next one. That's my question, right? I don't need this guy. Yeah, go do the next one. Next question. Go.
Next question.
Nah, go for it.
Who says I voted for him? I do.
Hi, Destiny. Thank you for seeing me. I appreciate it. And this has got to be pretty surreal after what's happened. But my one question to you is actually evolving around what you did say on your platform. And my question is, when you said that conservatives should be afraid, what was your intended message behind that? Because when I watched you, hold up, wait 1 second, please. Because when I watched you say that, the way that you said that, that doesn't seem like a good message to spread to anybody.
Sure. So where did you see me say that at?
It was online. I can't remember. I don't know if it was Twitch or
So it
whatever
definitely wasn't
exactly.
my stream, yeah? Okay.
Well, I saw it.
No, that's fine, but
Yeah.
this is part
So
of the
why did
problem
you
is that-
say conservatives
Sure,
should
I
be
understand.
afraid? I saw the full context. It wasn't snipped. You said that word for word.
Why do you think I said it?
I want to ask you. That's why I'm here.
No, I'm asking you. I want a good
It
faith.
is your thought. I want to know what you meant, Destiny. You made the statement, not I. I'm asking for clarity. So tell me.
Okay.
Tell me, Destiny. Tell me. Tell me, Destiny. Why did you say that stuff, Destiny? Why did you say that stuff? I'm asking for a clarifying question.
For a side that can have endless interpretation and charity for every single
Why
instance,
can't you tell me
I'm
what
trying to
you
answer your
mean?
question, but it's a deeply unserious question, given the endless
That's a
amount of
very
charity you
serious
have
question,
for every
Destiny.
unbelievably insane statement that was said on your side from literally every
What
single
if-
conservative
what if-
you guys talk. So
I'm
what I meant
asking-
was,
you don't know what side I am on, Destiny. I'm asking you a genuine question
Can I
for
answer?
a conversation.
Can I
Will you
the question?
answer it then?
Yeah, I'm answering it right now. You're talking. You must not have heard me
Please.
because you were speaking at the same time.
Please,
Okay?
tell me.
So the answer is that everybody in this country should be afraid of political violence. It's not good when we start killing each other because of politics. That's a really bad thing. And it feels like right now, the conservative side isn't asking anybody on their side to tone it down. So it seems like they're not worried about political violence. That's the issue. You guys have all this energy for everybody on the left about disavowing political violence, and you have nothing to say to your leader, to the leader of your party.
What?
They don't want to hold Trump accountable. Holding Trump accountable for them, they're not trying to hold Trump accountable at all. I thought Trump was going to, do some type of special, type of army type shit for Charlie Kirk. Like, if you're going to give bro a Medal of Freedom, you might as well just do like a special ceremony at the White House. That's what I think should happen. Let's keep going.
You didn't answer my question. What was your
I
intended
just
meaning
told you.
behind it? No, you said everybody should. What was your intention behind it? Why did you say it?
The intention is that people need to realize that political violence doesn't look good for anybody in this country. People need to have that understanding. People need to have that awareness. People need to be afraid that a civil war is not a fun thing. People killing each other.
That's not how you said it.
Why are you asking me for my thoughts? Why don't you just fill in the blanks then? Go ahead.
Thank you for your time.
Right now. Yeah, you go ahead and post it yourself. Deeply unserious.
Hi, I was just wondering what you would think about how if John Lennon was alive, and think about what just happened and the fact that we're not doing anything to respect his legacy and the fact that we're freaking pissing on his grave.
Wait, John Lennon?
Yes. He
gonna be
was an
honest.
activist.
Well,
What the fuck is she talking about?
We're passing on this grave. What the fuck is this bitch talking about?
Exactly, Nate, huh? Let me go back, cause what the fuck?
Deeply unserious.
Hi, I was just wondering what you would think about how if John Lennon was alive, and think about what just happened and the fact that we're not doing anything to respect his legacy and the fact that we're freaking pissing on his grave.
Wait, John Lennon?
Yes.
gonna
He
be
was an
honest.
activist.
Well, I hated the Beatles. I don't have anything to say from the start. I don't know.
What the fuck does the Beatles have to do with this conversation? Oh my fucking god, bro. Oh my.
Okay. Let me just roll up because this shit is out of hand.
Out of hand. And shout out to everybody doing videos about me and my wife. I see y'all. I'm not gonna name y'all and give y'all any clout because I got more people watching than y'all. Pussies.
I don't have a strong opinion about John Lennon. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm gonna let it read it. Yeah. I can't hold it.
It's just easier.
I like to, you know.
Yeah.
So what is your name exactly? Who are you?
Stephen Bunnell.
Okay, so I understand you're trying to get your 50 minutes of fame, but it's fucking disrespectful.
It's 15 years, but go ahead.
Okay. Before I ask you fucking questions, I want to understand what kind of person you are. How many genders are there?
How many genders? Before I ask you a fucking question, I want to understand what kind of person you are. Well, how many genders are there? Here we go. Aggressive white man to save the country. Aggressive white man coming to save the country. You got it.
However many you want there to be.
How many? Oh, how many are there?
Well, I thought it was male and female, but apparently after today it's male, female, and snowflake. So I guess I'd go with 3.
I bet you have really high estrogen levels, don't you?
I don't know why you want to fuck me.
I bet you have really high estrogen levels, don't you?
I don't know why you want to fuck me. Do you have a question? Or...
See, we on the same level. Me and Destiny, I say the same shit. You must have high estrogen levels. Oh, so you must want to fuck me or something. Like, do you have a question or what the fuck? Are you up here observing my estrogen levels? The fuck is that about?
Jesus Christ. You guys think about trans people more than the people that... Jesus.
I'm ready.
You got a question for real? I'm gonna take it if you don't.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Sure.
Not a white man asking, do Black Lives Matter? Child. You can't make this shit up, man. It's clear that he have some racial undertones. You see, I didn't call him a racist, but what he's saying has racial undertones. Why wouldn't Black Lives Matter? Why do you need to even ask that question? Oh, because it don't matter to you and you trying to see which white mans they matter to. Got it.
Jesus.
I'm ready.
You got a question for real? I'm gonna take it if you don't.
Do Black Lives Matter?
Sure. Why?
Okay. Thank you.
Whoa, she sounds silence me. That's what y'all do. Y'all silence people so they can't fucking handle the truth.
Who's silencing? Jimmy Kimmel just got kicked off ABC because... I'll cheer for it.
One more question.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say, Charlie Kirk's life fucking matter. Charlie Kirk's fucking life matter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I just request for this question, just no heckling, because I just want to have like a real conversation here. I'm not here to attack anyone, or if they say I'm right or anyone's wrong. I'm trying to just bring about a constructive dialogue. I want to abandon this partisan bullshit that is making people homicidal towards each other. We're not heading in a good direction as we see here. People are angry. People are pissed. I saw what happened last week. It was horrifying. I couldn't believe it. And I saw everyone mocking his death, pissing on his grave, and that was horrible. And then I saw everyone on the right getting even more pissed off and radicalized and angry and hurling slurs at each other, saying horrible things back and forth. And I've never seen anything like that in my life. And how do we just form that peaceful dialogue? How do we get through this, bro? Because we're on the verge of a civil war. I wouldn't have come here otherwise. I'm fucking scared. I came here all the way from Florida. I want to get through this.
I mean, nobody likes cancer, but I mean, like, the right has to be willing to take accountability for things and to, like,
I agree. We all have to condemn all political violence across the spectrum.
We've been doing that. Nobody's been doing that for the past decade.
We all have to.
Everyone. You can't. It's the both sides thing just doesn't work anymore. It's like a boat rowing with one paddle. Like, the left can row harder and harder, but we sort of go around in circles until the right is willing to actually come out and say, "Hey, everybody, including us, everybody needs to tone it down." I'm not even saying to say to themselves personally. Like, everybody has to do it. Donald Trump cannot condemn violence in this country without also talking about the radical left and Joe Biden. He can't do it.
Agreed, and I wish he would stop that rhetoric. Even though I understand that, and there's a lot of left-wing radicalism and right-wing radicalism. I see it online, and the truth is, I think that there's like a lot of left and right-wing fringes, right, that are comprised of like minors and shit. And I think they just get like really like radicalized, and they see the other fringes, right? They see the other side, and they like radicalize each other, and they start believing that like everyone on the right of their spectrum is like that. And you start getting these like radicalized kids doing this shit, like we just saw last week, like murdering Charlie Kirk, bro. I think it's a real conversation that needs to be had. I just want to.
Yeah, but the problem is we have to have an honest conversation about it. The reality is, like, when
When there was supposedly a threat from Iran to assassinate Trump, Biden increased his Secret Service detail. After the assassination attempt against Trump, which was by a registered Republican, Joe Biden didn't make it political. He allotted even more security to Donald Trump, and he told everybody in the United States they needed to calm down. After this last shooting happened with Charlie Kirk, in like 12 hours, the right wing had spun up, including Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Nancy Mace and Stephen Crowder and Matt Walsh and every other alternative media online had spun up an entire conspiracy theory about who the guy was before we knew anything about it. Both sides are not equal here. The right.
That's a fact. They were saying we hope that it's a fucking immigrant so we can ban all of them and, you know what I'm saying, give ICE more money. Man, bro, they was tripping. And I was thinking when I heard, I said, Charlie Kirk? Bro, no, this had to be a white man because, you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody else gonna fuck with Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? We don't like bro, but we ain't trying to take bro out. That's some white man shit. I knew it was a white man. And they say he got hit in the neck, precision shot. Nah, hell no. That ain't no black man. Hell fuck no, it's not. 200 yards away. Shit. Boy, y'all crazy, man. Put a 1 in the chat if you're enjoying the video. How many people we got? We got almost 10. Yeah, we got 33 people all together. We growing. Let's go.
Has an inability to like critically analyze itself. They think that they're righteous in all of their anger and in all of their fury. And as long as that's like going to be a driving force, like one side can't force civility. It has to come from both sides. So until somebody's willing to like sit down and have an honest conversation about that, we're just going to keep. Yeah, no.
I agree. That's what
Charlie Kirk is on his program talking about Joe Biden being executed for treason. Like, I'm sorry, but you're delusional if you think your side has done anything to try to turn down the violence. It's just not true.
And that conversation that you want to have, like, I also want to have. I mean, are we going to be talking like after this? Like, is there going to be groups after? Like, I genuinely just want to have a conversation about this, get full context. Because the truth is, let me just say one thing. It's crazy how like on social media, you like 1 or 2 right-wing posts, all you see is everything from the right, and vice versa. You like 1 or 2 left-wing posts, all you see is from the left. And I think that like the mainstream media, bro, I think that social media, I think it's specifically designed to just kind of program us to like hate each other and beat each other's throats, and so we don't focus on like the common enemy at the top, you know. I just really, you know, I don't want any violence, but like this talks of civil war, this like anger, this wrath I'm seeing, you know, it's we gotta tone it down. We don't want to live in a bloodbath. That's not good for anyone.
I mean,
I agree. It's not good for anyone, but hey, I mean, what can people do? We try to ignore all the bullshit. We try to get real justice. And then a lot of times, black people, we left with nothing. No justice, no fucking nothing, bro. No apology, no nothing. Did anybody ever come out and apologize about what happened to Sandra Bland? That's what I'm saying, bro. And this shit low-key be disgusting me, B. It should be disgusting. But listen, we almost at 3 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and I might do a part 2. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one. And I'll see y'all later. Love you guys.